I hope everybody's well on this lovely Monday night. I am live from the Nerd Bunker. I have my friend Amir, nerd from north of the border, up in Canada, as we call it here in the Philadelphia area.
The Great White North for us.
Yeah, right. We are going to talk some toys, talk about toy distribution. For those of you who saw my scalper video, we can talk a little bit about scalpers since that's on everybody's minds. Hey, we got another Canadian guy here.
Yes.
What part of Canada from? You know him?
No.
You know that? No. Oh, I thought maybe you knew him already.
I get careful now if I say, I don't know him.
I don't know. Hey, that's like, yeah. Oh, wait, we actually haven't enjoyed the scalper video. Yes, doesn't he?
Okay.
We got one. All right. Well, I hope everyone's doing good tonight. We're just chilling out, talking some toy stuff, talking about what was announced last week. We'll talk a little bit about what's going on with the the shipping situation, the wreck situation, everything being delayed, all of that good stuff. And here, you guys are going to have questions for the two of us. So Amir is by far more the toy industry expert than me. So if you guys have any good questions at that end, he'll try to answer them better than I can. But look at that. They're already pouring in. Did you get to see the Amazon exclusive set that's coming out? The X-Men Wolverine shirtless pack?
X-Men shirtless pack. No, I haven't seen it, actually. I've been like... there's already so many exclusives happening in here.
Well, that's probably what it is. Like, you don't even see the exclusives if you're not going to sell them. That's kind of how I feel now. Like, I barely noticed it came out because I'm like, well, wait a second. I didn't order that, so I guess I'm not getting it. It looks terrible. So you got to check it out. Just like be happy you're not getting it. $120 for a 5-pack.
We had some exclusives coming in here that Amazon was supposed to get them, but it seems Hasbro was giving it to us directly.
Oh, that's nice.
So, like the example, the Amazon speeder bike, like we get to sell it now, like as retail. And then there was like the Transformer, like Dirge and Ramjet.
Okay.
Like people, it was like canceled all over Canada, and Amazon just never brought it in. And all of a sudden, we like started putting it up in sales, and people are like I've never seen the demand. I think it was the second best-selling figure I've ever had, and like within 24 hours, it was like completely sold out on our website, and it was like amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's weird. Like just suddenly you get like these exclusives available to you, and they're like, "Hey, you want to take it?" I'm like, yeah. But I think there's also like a big story behind it because
I'm sure.
Because when I talked with one of the sales reps, and she said like, okay, if the distributor doesn't take it, they because they have to pay a fee if they if they give it an exclusive to somebody else.
Yeah.
Usually the fee is like way too high, and that they don't want to pay for it. But if they have so many units of it available, they're like, well, it's either we lose $500 or we lose 1,000. May as well lose 500 and just sell it to these retailers. So that's what they do a lot.
That's awesome. So you guys got to keep an eye on all the fan channel stuff for the exclusives. All right, I'm going to try. Usually when I have a guest, it is tough to keep up with the chat, guys. So as always, channel members get quo updates first for that whole $99 a month I charge. Andrew's got some cool stuff coming to my store, guys. You're going to want to
$99, 99 cents.
What's that?
Is it $99?
99 cents.
Yeah, you said
Oh, did I say dollars? Oh,
yeah,
crap. No, not
wow,
dollars. 99 cents. All right.
I'm like, oh, man, you're making a lot more money than I thought.
No. And YouTube keeps 40 of that. Andrew actually is a ridiculously good painter. He does Boba Fett paintings and Mandalorian. He did a lot of paintings, but I have some that I'm going to be selling through the store. So anyone who wants original art on canvas, like you can tell I know nothing about art, so I'm telling you it's on canvas, but it'll be here soon. So keep an eye out. Oh, the scalper video was brilliant. Yeah. That's great. Now I'm going to be like the defender of the we're
the scalper defender.
I'm trying to think like the guy from White and Nerdy, where he's like selling the toys in the alley from the music video. They're going to be like, no, watch this guy. I'm okay. It's okay.
Actually, it's fair. Like I was even called a scalper. Like on my website, if you go on Google, you'll see I have 70 plus reviews. One of them is a 1-star review, and the guy calls me a scalper. He never actually bought from me. He saw. Because we sell on Amazon also, right? And so on Amazon, you have to pay like a percentage of the total. So let's say you sell something for $100, right? You go on Amazon and it's like available at $100. You got to pay 25% of that to Amazon itself, and then you got to include your shipping costs in there. So all of a sudden, a $30 toy costs 50 on Amazon, right?
Yeah.
So for me, I sell something at $50. I make more profit if I sell for 30 on my website than 50 on Amazon.
Oh yeah, people don't get that. Like I looked at, like I have stuff. Everything in stock is cross listed to eBay, but I literally sat there and did the math to break even to the same as what it would be on the website, and I'm selling like a single figure for like $35 on eBay. So of course they're like, "Oh, you scalper!" No, I'm not. Don't be lazy. Leave eBay. Go to the website.
Yeah.
Like, cut out the middleman. It's not that hard. Oh, Eric Garrido in a Speedo is in the house.
Oh, that's a great name.
Oh, he's great. I love him. He's in a lot of the streams. He's in streams I'm in when I'm in the chat sometimes and other people's. Charles, I agree with you. So they reissued. They got a 5-pack. I don't even remember who's in it, except it's a shirtless Wolverine, which honestly looks kind of cool because we don't get enough hairy action figures. It's a new updated Omega. It's not new. It's the same Omega Red that came out 3 years ago, except it's way too reddish painted. And then it's a bunch of figures I don't care about. So yeah, it's interesting.
Okay.
Those toy groups are full of tools who haven't stopped having tantrums. Yeah, there's a lot of tantrums. There's no doubt about it. Oh, yeah, the scalper hate is real. I mean, I get it. Like, you know, my story with dealing with it was the turtles, the Target turtles out down here, they're Target, and they were a nightmare. And I would hit literally 2019, day before Thanksgiving. I was in Virginia Beach. I had a 300-mile trip home on a work trip. I left early. I'm like, I can hit 15 targets on the way home. Easy peasy. I'll hit every target. I'll find Bebop and Rocksteady. Nothing. Never found them until I was out looking for toilet paper because we didn't have toilet paper around here for a while. Wolfpack in the house.
No, I mean,
Tuesday. I didn't want to step on you there, Miguel. I know that Tuesday night's Wolfpack night. Oh. So did you catch the what I had a couple interesting things. Oh, wait, here's one for you. Do you know anything about the Arch Transformer?
Arc? The Arc.
Arc. See how little
the Arc?
I think it's the Arc.
Yeah, the Arc. Yeah, the Arc, no problem. We can get it easy here.
Is that the big one?
Yeah, it's the one that's representing the ship.
Okay.
For Transformer. Oh, that was actually a hot seller. Like, it was probably like the best of the Titan series for us.
Is that like 3 or 4 years old by chance?
No, so Titans are like the super, like, well, 1 second.
Behind the wall of Transformers.
Oh no! I regret everything. All right. So, like, the Titans are like the really big Transformers, like these.
Okay. Yeah.
So, like, the most recent ones was Omega Scorponok, and now we have the Arc. The Arc is like by far like the most popular one, and we also have Black Zarek that came out. So they're doing a lot of huge stuff right now.
So it's interesting. I'm looking to see if I can find it. It might have been 2 years long ago. This is going to make you cry. I found one of those. I found pallets of those. So Hasbro randomly, like direct Hasbro employees, had a warehouse sale in my town 2 years ago. Like they didn't really advertise it. My wife saw it on Facebook. And she's like, you should go to this. And I'm like, why? It looks like it's going to be like all their kitty stuff. But sure enough, it was not. They were selling stuff for insane prices. And of course, like the real scalpers, the toy dealers, they were out in force and they had hand trucks to get everything. Like we're talking those 2-pack Marvel Legends, like the 10-year movie figures that were $50 retail, 10 a piece. Like,
oh wow.
Like so we're like cheaper than wholesale pricing.
Oh man, it's weird. Like in the US, you guys have such better discounts. Like your Black Friday sales are crazy in the US compared to out here in the North.
I don't know what this was. Like I don't know if this was like stuff that fell off the back of a truck, but I got something that was that big that was Transformers, and I only bought it because I'm like, that's a giant box and it's only $20. And the Hasbro guy's like, I'm telling you, you're going to regret this if you don't buy it. So I bought it. My wife's like, when did you start collecting Transformers? I'm like, I didn't. So she's like, yeah, you need to sell that. So I put it on eBay for auction and it sold for like 120 something. I'm like, wait a second, I just 6 times this. I wasn't even trying. Okay, cool. Like, all right. It was just, and it was all overstock. I think it was stuff they had to buy back from like the stores because they had a couple of Walmart exclusive things, like the Tatooine skiff was Walmart exclusive down here. And they had that for $10. So it was interesting. I always am on the lookout now if it ever happens again.
Like the only closeout deals I ever got from Hasbro was like it's nothing like crazy like that. Like they'll sell like Black Legends for like $5 to $10 here.
Yeah,
but nothing like that.
So we have there's a couple wholesalers down here. Shepler, I think's the one, but they just sold the last of it. I think where they couldn't get rid of the Last Jedi toys. Like they had like 5,000 DJ figures to sell. They were trying to sell them out for like $5 a piece. I'm like, man, maybe you could make a doorstop out of it. I don't know.
I mean, if the model is like, you can take off the head and swap the head and do some uniforms. I don't know.
Yeah, it's brutal. Like we have like some of the closeout stores down here still have them for $5 a piece.
I imagine. Actually, we had I had a weird closeout deal with Hasbro. We had Nemesis Prime. Nemesis Prime. It's the black Optimus Prime.
Okay.
We asked for it like early in the year. Hey, we want to order this. They're like, no, we can't give it to you. And lo and behold, a year later, they offered to us on closeout. I'm like, we would have bought this at wholesale. Now you're offering it to us on closeout? Okay, we're just gonna buy it.
We got lots of people asking about Rex. They're like, we need Rex. We need Rex. All right, here's the deal. We don't know. I mean, Amir feels pretty confident that we're not going to see that Rex is going to get canceled everywhere. I feel like I don't know any better. I'll tell you this. Like, I'll just tell you guys this. I don't know about him, but I can tell you me, if they come in, I might have way too many now because I just went to everybody who I ordered from and ordered a crap ton that I didn't.
I did get a message so now Hasbro Canada has offered Captain Rex, but I sent them a message asking them, is this going to be canceled? Because the U.S. distributors canceled it, so why are you offering it now? Or are you sure? Because there's no way Canada gets it and the U.S. doesn't get it, right? Yeah. So that's why I'm like, just recheck for me, please, before I order a bunch and then put it on pre. Because I still have it on. I have it on sold out right now on my website. I'm just too scared to put it for pre-order. Because like I have 100+ cancellations.
Yeah, I think I have 6 dozen. No. Yeah, I have 70 something. I have 70 something not sold.
I have let's see, cases of 8, I believe.
Yeah,
8 or 6 this time.
It's 8.
8. So I have from the US, I still have 120 unsold because I just want to put them up. And in Canada, I just put in an order with them just in case it does come through. Another 150.
Might as well.
We'll see. If it comes in, I'll have a bunch, and then I'll be happy to sell them. But I'm not gonna put them for pre-order then cancel 200+ people's.
No. So hopefully, guys, you're all going to get your chance at a Rex. As far as a Rebels Rex, we'll see. That's going to be. I feel like they might be hitting the trooper. Like I was looking tonight at all the troopers coming out. They're going a little hog wild on the troopers.
Actually, somebody messaged me saying that they believe that there's if you look on the edge of the Wrecker box, there's like a shoulder, and they think it's Captain Rex.
Someone just put that in here, and I'm like, what are you talking about? I wonder if it's the same guy. Where did I just see that? Hey, who? Oh, here it is. I noticed on the Wrecker box that Rex is on it.
Yeah, there's like a shoulder of him. So I'll be back 1 second, Tate.
Go for it. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. All right, guys. So he had to run out for a second. So let's see in the chat what we got going on. Oh, he's back, so I can't answer questions.
No, okay, go back.
That's all right. The Maestro figure looks cool. I agree. But have you seen how bad the other figure looks of the Hulk that was just announced? The one for Walmart, I think it's just in the States. It's like half and half Hulk or something. It's half red Hulk, half green Hulk. That's a deep cut because I have no idea. I've never read that.
No, I'm drawing a blank here. I mean, the only Hulk that I had here was like the gray one.
Yeah.
And the regular one. So
yeah, this one they just announced looks really interesting. Shout out, Mr. Santos. Wendy, I'm trying. Bye.
Bye.
I think it is 2, Cameron, but I have no idea what comic it's from. Wolfpack nailed it. It does look like a frog in a blender. That's exactly what it looks like. It's like, At first, I honestly thought it was like, I'm like, is this like, because it's green and red, and it like the first thing that popped out to me was either like the Mexican flag has green and red, so does the Italian flag. If I'm remembering right, I'm like, is this supposed to be like a flag thing? Like I was lost. And then my old boss, who is probably in the chat, he is like, I think he's read every Marvel comic ever at this point. But he's like, yeah, this is a super deep cut. It came out this year. I'm like, all right, okay, cool. Glad you know. Never enough clones, huh? It sure seems that way.
I mean, clones are like by far the best-selling figures, right?
It seems like that and Mandalore, anything in armor.
Anything that you can cover the face with.
Yeah. Like I'm quickly learning, like, oh wow, I should never buy anything to sell. Like anything solid cases, that's a human being. Nobody wants it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, believe it or not, Darkrai sold very well for us.
Really?
Yeah.
That's shocking.
It was weird. Like everybody in Canada, I guess, liked it because like she's probably like she's easily in the top 10 best-selling figures in our store.
Wow, I never would have guessed that.
It surprised me. Yeah.
Let me see if I can guess number one. I'm gonna guess number one at Beskar Mandalorian.
Maybe like over a long period of time.
Okay.
Yeah, probably because like I've sold over 400 of it.
I'm cheating because Dorkside Toys said that's their highest selling toy they've ever had.
What, them?
Yeah, they said the Beskar Mandalorian.
Yeah, over time I think so too because like I've restocked it so many times, so it's definitely But I mean, in a short period of time,
on the next one. I can't wait.
Short period of time, like it was actually in this pre-order.
I have not seen that in a store ever.
Which one, Beskar Mandalorian?
Never.
I think I've seen it a few times, but like I don't know, during COVID, I don't know. My mind.
Yeah, right.
You haven't seen much.
Comic Toby wants to know if you know Laura Legends. I think Laura Legends is on the other side of Canada. Like the above Washington State side. But she's one of the you got to check her out. She's one of the bigger Canadian toy YouTubers.
All right. Laura Legends?
Yeah. When is Nerdzoic going to have a what, John? Come on. That's my brother. I can be extra mean to him.
Oh, okay.
Oh, who else is in here? Nico is in here. Nico's a potential editor for me. I have to wait. I'm still waiting on. Did I get your final draft yet? Did you just send it? Yeah, you literally just sent it to me, didn't you?
Someone sent a response, man.
Watch that's great. He's like, I'm going to go into live too. When will Nerdzoic have a toy con? John, listen, I don't know if you saw my video today where I got destroyed for being a scalper, apparently. If I have a toy con, I'm going to get called a scalper just for selling bottles of water above 25 cents a piece. It's going to be interesting. Walmart's scalping, I bet you they get those figures cheaper than $20.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I'd be very curious to know what Walmart and Target prices are like. Because
I'm more curious about Amazon, to be honest. Yeah. That's the one who I really want to know.
Well, I think that I'm curious about the brick and mortar only because, from what I understand, they pay like a fee to have shelving space available by company. Like I heard that they actually have to pay. Like Hasbro will bid on, like, I want this many pegs or this many feet.
Amazon, like, I don't know. Do you sell on Amazon anything at all?
Nothing.
All right. So Amazon charges you per cubic feet that you take of space.
Okay.
And if the product is there for more than 6 months, you get charged a different rate.
Good old
and then, in addition to a minimum 15% cut, depending on which location you are.
I'm scared to do anything with Amazon FBA with toys because I've seen how they pack things, and I don't want to come back on me.
I stopped. I used to do FBA, but I've stopped because they'll send it in a freaking like plastic bag,
Yeah.
Like here you go. Here's your Black Series in a plastic bag, and the guy receives it, it's crushed, or they'll return like how people like some people like they swap the toy and put it in the box.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So you'll get a random G.I. Joe in your Star Wars toys. So people will return that. The Amazon employee scans it, puts it back on the shelf, and then gets resold to another customer. And they're like, negative review, and you're just like, oh my god, it's not my fault that there's.
Yeah. And if you want to blame somebody in this toy industry that's bad, blame the swappers. They're way worse than scalpers. Woo. Oh, look at this. My own brother. You had some heat coming. I didn't defend scalpers. I defined scalpers. Aren't you like a free market believer, John? Come on. All right. Let's see what else we got going on here. When do we think? Do you pay any attention to the HasLabs at all? Like what they're doing and what they're coming out with?
A bit, yeah.
So
I buy a few actually. So
I didn't buy the Sentinel because I'm a complete idiot.
Oh, okay.
I instead wasted my money. Well, I'm like, I can either buy a Sentinel or a Millennium Falcon from Target at full price. That's now half off. I chose the Millennium Falcon. And I also got the Razor Crest, but I'm really curious. Everyone just assumes it's Galactus. I assume it has to be.
It was Fantastic Four, right?
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's either that or like a building or a car.
What are they gonna do? Maybe they're gonna do like a full size Dormammu. I don't know.
No, well, I guess it's possible, but I don't think they do it after they just released this one.
When you think of Galactus, who do you think as his arch enemy?
I always think of the Fantastic Four.
Oh yeah,
for me.
Well,
he's been enemies with everybody. I just read a book the other day where he's fighting Thanos.
I mean, it's probably the Galactus. This thing is like so much big purple guys. I guess just anybody who's giant and purple is gonna be the bad guy, right?
Yeah, he'd be cool. He'd be no doubt really cool. I mean, I'm hoping it is just for selfish reasons because we have those Fantastic Four figures coming out that everybody knows about, that nobody knows what's in there. We just know we're getting a Fantastic Four wave.
Okay.
So I'm hoping that everyone says, "Oh my God, Galactus is coming! I need to go get a ton."
So you've only bought in this Razor Crest from the HasLab?
That's it.
No, because I bought 3 of the Sentinel. And I bought 4 of the Razor Crest just to put them on the site later on.
Nice. Yeah, I didn't even think about buying extras. I should have. Because later on I did the math. I'm like, wait a second. I could literally put this on a credit card. And the way these things sell on the aftermarket, which again, scalper.
Yeah. You're how dare you make a profit?
I know. How dare you?
How dare you?
All right, we got some good questions in here. That is not a question. That's a statement, John. All right. Cool Generation's got my back. All right. Did you ever get a Mythic Legion? I have not. But if anybody in the chat has a Mythic Legions, I'm looking for a picture of Lord Vateris. I have a video coming out where I interview the guy it's based on, like named after. His name's Joe Vateris. So very, very, very need that for the thumbnail. Anyway, also, yes, we're getting a Bib Fortuna, and it's Return of the Jedi, so he won't be fat. Spider-Man retro card. Yeah, good luck. That's like the Marvel Legends version of Captain Rex.
Oh, actually, there might be a reprint of him.
I hope so.
Just because, nothing confirmed. It's just that we were able to. I'm not sure if it was just like an old SKU that they didn't take down, but it was available to order. But
if it was like 3 months ago, I saw that because I had an alert set and it was gone like instantly because it wasn't up for pre-order. And in fact, I was going through tonight and setting alerts on things in case they come back in stock, and they won't even let you. They won't even let you do it. Like, you can't even set the email alert. Like, man, you guys really. Whew.
No, so if I get it, oh man, that'd be great. Because that thing was like now, what is it, like 80 Canadian? I'm not sure what it is down there, but
it ain't cheap.
No,
not at all. And I've been telling everybody not to buy it.
Yeah, because they're probably going to go back to it. Have you seen the code names for that set?
For which one? The retro?
Spider-Man retro? Yeah.
For the later on, isn't it like TV Legends?
No.
What's the other ones?
I wanted to make it like a video because I remember the call very precisely with my rep. He calls me. He's like, "Hey, we have something that we think is Spider-Man, and it's vintage collection." And I'm like, "Okay." So he's like, "What's the code?" It's like SPD. I'm like, "Okay, that's probably Spider-Man." And then we have the word vintage, and then it's like, "Okay, vintage what?" And it's like pepperoni. Okay, and then we have extra cheese. We got green pepper. We got artichokes. I'm just like, you're just naming me a pizza over here, and it's like, That's all the code names. They were all after pizza toppings.
Huh.
And I think Hasbro was like trolling because like example, green pepper was the Green Goblin.
Oh, that's for the first one. Okay, that makes sense.
And then for the like,
okay, that makes sense.
and Spider-Man was vintage sausage. So the sausages are red. Spider-Man's all red.
Yeah.
And like artichoke was like Mary Jane. She came with a green sweater and everything. So extra cheese was Electro.
I didn't think they put any thought into it, but apparently they do. Especially since like Black Series, they just give us states.
Oh yeah. Well, I also think that some of that is code name specifically like as an inside joke. Okay, so Washington was Admiral Thrun. So Captain, Admiral Washington, the US, he's a general. Okay. Florida was, now I don't know if this might be just dark side of me. It's like, Florida man is a guy with a sniper rifle. It was Crosshair. So I was like, okay.
I don't know if they got that much time on there. Well, they probably do. They're probably just sitting there. It's probably what's his name? No, that's Marvel, the guy with the curtains, where he's always talking about his curtains and his dog in every live stream. That's I forget his name. I'm sure someone in the chat's going to tell me. But I'm like, ever since like I've been watching these live streams, I've gotten to the point where I feel like I know all of the people who work on the design team at Hasbro. It's borderline creepy. Like I'm sitting at the dentist getting a root canal last week, and the guy's like, "What do you want?" Because I'm like, I have the phone on, listening to a live stream as they're doing it, and I forget what it was. I think it was the Colossus Build-A-Figure release. I'm like, hold on, I got to hear what's coming.
Okay.
It was brutal. Target exclusive. Dude, we've been getting second runs repeatedly, I've heard people finding them in Bloods all over the place, so keep out there.
Yeah, they also announced that they were going to redo like certain figures and just give them out to everybody. So
yeah, I mean, it's in their best interest. So,
yeah.
And that's usually one of my other things, which I didn't mention in my video. But half the problem people have to go to scalpers is because they don't have the patience to wait until it comes in stock somewhere else. It's not like it's a one and done thing. Like I get it on the exclusives.
Yeah, like we just got Captain Rex, we got Revan. Like these are like highly sought after, so like they're coming back.
Yeah, I mean, and people are going to complain about that too. It's like, oh, it's another new one. Like, no, but people didn't get that. Black Suit Spider-Man. So I heard a rumor that one of these Spider-Man waves coming this fall is him. It was on the Whoosh, I think.
That's the one from the Far From Home, was it?
I don't think it's movie based. I think it's the comic based one, and it would literally be a straight re-released.
No, I don't know anything about that.
No, I'm looking. So I keep an eye. So the Whoosh usually gets some really good inside info from somewhere. So, and it seems like it's always right. Like, I swear that's one of the things that drives me nuts about being in this toy business is I feel like the toy reporters know more than we do. And we're buying this stuff ahead of time. Like, I'm getting Yak Face telling me, hey, this is coming out. I'm like, hey, thanks, bud. I didn't know I bought it, but I didn't know what it was. Like, cool. I know Jersey is now. Oh.
I mean, like, because there is, you get to see stuff. Like, retailers get, what do you call it? We get a preview every 6 months with Hasbro-related products. So we do know some stuff, but since nothing is recorded at all, we have to only watch it. And, like, we have our, what do you call it? Like, watermarks all over the picture.
Yeah. I was going to say that you sign affidavits. I'm looking forward to the day where they're like, all right, listen. This Marvel Legend is a national security secret. You can't let anybody even know. If we find out, we're going to send the Men in Black there with their little red laser thing, and they're going to make you forget that you ever saw it.
Oh, it's not Hasbro. It's Disney that's going to do that.
No, Disney. Disney does that.
Disney's going to. Hasbro says, here's what, sign this. Like, okay. Then it's like, here's 9 more pages for Disney. Like, okay.
I've been trying to get a hold of anybody at Hasbro for a month. Just to get, like, I'm like, hey, you guys need me to sign something? Anything? Something other than just a distributor? I've gone to public relations. I've gone to their public relations firm, which is not publicly known, but they don't even respond. So, like, we're getting to the point, my wife's like, why don't you just drive up to Massachusetts one day? I'm like, we're getting there. They're not back in the office yet, but when they're back in the office, if I don't get hold of somebody, I'm going. Like, John, I know you're in there. You can go and pretend you're my security. We'll bring the other John to be good security. That's work out well.
I'm not sure if Hasbro will I don't know if you know Magic the Gathering. There
Yeah.
was a card, like it was just a ridiculous card that was ruining like the play experience for everybody. And some guy actually like got a giant sign and put it in the parking lot for Wizards of the Coast, which is owned by Hasbro.
Yeah.
And within like a week, they finally banned the card. So it's like maybe you need to do something like that.
That's it. Listen, I will totally go up there and do like a peaceful protest. It'll just be like, let me in. Let me in. I just want to talk to whoever puts. Yeah, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I hope Legends brings us more side characters. Hey, you and me both, but I don't want to see like. Here's the thing for me, like for Legends, I really want like some obscure street level side characters because I read a lot of Spider-Man, Daredevil. I want to see like the Russian. I want to see two of the Russians. I want to see one where he's got his dress on. What was the Magic the Gathering card? Do you remember?
Sensei's Divining Top.
Oh, he does remember. Look at that.
Well, I mean, if somebody puts a giant sign outside their house, like it was all over the internet, like from our side, so we just like followed it. That's what it takes to get a response. You gotta make a giant sign and plant it in their parking lot.
I might do that. All right, guys, looking in the chat here. What else we got? I'm actually caught up. I'm going back up. You want a re-release of the Wampa? They just did that, Ridley. We just got that last year, not even a year ago, in a pretty box and all.
A foil box, shiny.
Yeah. Mark, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for coming by. Yes, Hasbro does reissue, but I feel like they have to keep up with the popular characters. Like, let's face it, they're going to sell 100 Iron Mans for every 2 The Hood. I'm learning that the hard way.
It's hard when you get like what they've been better lately though. Like example, the next wave that has like tech and. Yeah. That wave, like they're releasing Bo-Katan in that wave, right?
Mm-hmm. And she's double packed, if I remember right.
No, she's a single pack, but she's a reprint from she was double pack in the previous wave, but they're releasing her in this wave.
Yeah.
So it's like if you didn't get Bo-Katan, she's gonna come back in the next wave too. So she's in 2 waves now. So
that's cool because I still have never seen her ever.
Yeah. Well, she'll be there for the next pack, so that's for sure.
There you go. I got like 1 million, I think, coming in somewhere in there. Mark, thank you. I appreciate the love for the super chat. I really appreciate that. That gets us one step closer to buying a Nerdzoic store. Getting there slowly. I told my wife, I'm like, listen, real estate's so cheap out here. Here's what we're going to do. We're not going to go with like a normal warehouse. Go find me like an old abandoned church. Like you can buy a church out here for like $150,000, $200,000. Perfect.
Perfect. Huh? You have all that headroom right there. You can
tons of headroom. That's right. You get a basement. You can beautiful. You can get a warehouse and a store in there. I need a spot for lots of coffee. My friends own a coffee roastery and they have cafes everywhere. I'm like, hey, when I get a store, I'm gonna need a pop-up coffee stand, literally just to take care of me. Because I'm like fueled by coffee. How do I display my boxed figures? I saw that and I almost lost it. So boxed versus carded are different. The only box that I have I have like 1 million vehicles, but then like Black Series, I just set them on a shelf, man. Real simple. Real simple.
I opened my stuff, so nothing's boxed for me.
I just had a good. Oh, there it is. Let's do a giant sign to Hasbro. But we'll just have a big sign out there that says, we'll probably go there and we'll find a sign that just says, give me blood, which would explain why Major Blood's everywhere now. He's showing up all over the place.
I mean, they get a lot of. I wonder who's the guy who has to read all these emails. Like, oh my god,
it's got to be a computer.
Look at me, just filter the word blood and whatever.
Just delete anything that says Major Blood. I want to do a Black Series army builder of clones. That would be nice, but those things are probably not going to happen because it's not like AIM troopers where they're not much to them. Those clones have a lot of pieces to them. Those AIM troopers, though, I'm kind of surprised all the army builders they've done for Legends that have come out at the $15 price point. I enjoy that.
Well, I mean, like they had a really good like for the Spider-Man wave, which was the Red Ninja, and it was perfect because they were the legs for the bath.
Yeah,
Stiltman. So you can buy multiple of them, and then like I have a guy he ordered 30 of them. I was just like, how big is your Stiltman that you just want so many?
I actually I've been meaning to like post that on social media. Like, send me your Stiltman. I need to see who's got the biggest
Stiltman.
because I still have never seen a hand ninja in stores
Oh, really?
anywhere.
Oh,
I've
man.
got some pre-ordered for the next run, but I've never seen them before.
Oh, well, I mean, maybe I can help you. I can send some over to you.
Yeah, there we go. I just need to put them in the Walmart or something. All right, vintage collection. What about it? Yes, I like it, but I don't collect it just because it got to stop somewhere. I find that now that I have a store, my collecting's gone a completely different way. Now I just I had it in stock. That means I technically once owned it, so I collected it.
Oh, okay. No, I mean, like, I have the vintage collection in our store, but the problem is the margins are so low on it.
Yeah.
Like, it's really bad. It's hard to, like, here the MSRP is like $22 now.
Yeah.
But we're buying it for I mean, it was like $20 and we were buying it for $15. So it's like $5 is your margin. Like, it's like, okay, if you should put in the box. The box is like $1 Canadian, and then with the wrapping and everything. All right, so we have like $4 plus the staff's time. So it takes him, like, let's say 10 minutes to wrap your vintage collection. So like $3 for one figure, then it's not really working out. It's really hard to.
And like those figures, you have to be very careful with how you package them because they die so quickly.
Oh yeah, they bend. They're just like they're all card back. So
yeah,
it's really
absolutely. So Gabby, I think I'm saying that right, thinks we're going to get a Rancor. Everyone's saying Rancor. I'm telling you, I'm going to go the other way and say Swerve. No Rancor. I just don't see it. Like, they have not released the only beast they have released in the last few years is that Wampa. I don't see them thinking that they're going to be able to sell 20,000 16-inch Rancors. I don't know.
Well, it might be like the Scarlet. I heard somebody said like the Scarlet Pit.
So yeah. So I said it could be a playset. So either that Sarlacc Pit.
Yeah.
It could be Jabba's throne room. If I had to guess anything, it's going to be some kind of a Death Star like playset where it has like different rooms that go together. Like you have a throne room, or not a throne room, a meeting room. You can have a trash compactor. I'm guessing it's going to be something like that.
It might be that thing that the Mandalorian fought.
The
Mudhorn. Yeah, the Mudhorn, exactly.
Yeah. But it's been a while though, so I don't know.
I would love if it was the dragon.
Yes.
Oh, that would be amazing, actually.
Oh, the Crate Dragon. I'm so counting on that Cobb Vance figure that's coming out just because now I'll have my Raylan Gibbons.
Are they? I saw it. Are they going to give us a helmet with it?
They didn't say. All they did was give us a picture of the character.
Yeah, I saw that picture, but it was like he was.
That was it. No details.
All right.
Red Ninja did not like or Edge did not like the Red Ninja. Well, that's because you didn't buy him for the ninja. You bought him for the stilt leg. Stilt Man, the world's like most amusingly terrible villain. He's one of my favorites, actually. All right.
Stilt Man?
Oh, I love him. I'm so amused that he's like a super villain. I absolutely love him. Hey, Joe's Multiverse is in the house. So we are at 100 people, which gives me a good time to say, hey, listen, you guys in the chat. So Amir just started his YouTube channel about a month ago, Toy Snowman. Go check it out. Go give him the subscribe love. And Joe's Multiverse is here too. He's probably about 6 months in. Check out his channel. He's a good guy. He's a good fella. He's a toy fella.
So I'm going to give you a quick question. Do you know what Kingpin's powers are?
He's fat.
Well, that's the thing. Like, he's super strong, but I'm like, is that because of his size, or?
I think he's just got an anger problem. He taps into the dark side. He taps into the dark side and he gets really angry when people insult his size, and then he thinks about his mom, and that's it.
He was like, I was talking to my employee, and he was like, what's his power? I'm just like, I know he's super strong, but he's like, is that because he's really, he's a big guy? I'm just like, I don't know. He can fight Spider-Man. It's like, so is this fat thing, power? I'm like, I don't know, but
that's it's all right. People in the chat, tell me, what is Kingpin's power aside from being fat and therefore strong? Very curious to hear what we get. Yes, I agree with you, Ben. We'll get a Boba Fett helmet with I've heard him called so many things: Hobo Fett, Fat Fett, Nomad Fett.
No one was the Sheriff Fett or anything like that.
No one's called him Sheriff Fett. That's Cobb. They're talking about Boba now.
Oh, Boba himself, the one in the robe.
He must be good at bowling. Oh, I get it. I see what you took me a minute.
All right.
Only 2% of his body mass is fat, and he knows martial arts. I'm
Oh,
going to challenge the science on that one. I don't think that's an official measurement.
he's big boned. That's
Yeah.
all.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean that kind of makes sense. Last I weighed in was 180 pounds, so why not? In like junior high. Oh, Ridley's got it. He's gangster, and that's enough. That's what I said.
The rule of cool, right?
All right. Tyler says he's not that fat. It's about an inch of fat across his belly, like sumos. Like when you say sumo, I think Yokozuna, who was at 1.700 pounds. So I don't know. Bubble Fett, that's new. Bubba Chunker, Bubble Fat. This is great.
I like
we
Bubba
totally named the character here. I thought I just saw one of my other brothers in here with his.
How many brothers do you have?
I have 2 brothers, and there he is, Dad Bod Fat, Ghost Snapper. Mark, how's that YouTube channel coming? He's I've been making fun of him because he's been starting his YouTube channel for like 7 years. I haven't started yet, but it's coming. It's like me in college. It's gonna get done one day. I'm on the 15-year plan. Crime boss, lots of connections, great at eating. Burger King. I don't know, man. I don't see him as a Burger King guy. I see the Kingpin as like a Five Guys and fries type of guy. He'd pay up to get the good burgers. I know. I would.
I don't know. I think being so rich, he'd get like the fancy stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you're fat, Five Guys is fancy. It's not a Big Mac. So, like,
it's more about like volume at that point.
Yeah. I'll tell you though, like as long as we're gonna talk about fat guys and burgers, I once had a burger at this like random corner hole in the wall deli where I mean it was like $15, but they actually ground up sirloin steak to make the steak burger there. So like it wasn't ground beef, it was ground steak, and it was amazing.
Oh,
I'm sure I probably caught something based on the cleanliness of the establishment, but it was worth it.
Worth it. You only live one. I mean, I've traveled to U.S. just for Chick-fil-A, so I'm no better.
I actually, what did I take some heat? I took some heat on chicken sandwich rankings the other day. I think it was on a live. Because someone was like, "Oh yeah, they were smoking garbage or something." Because here's the deal. All right, so how? They're not even in the top 3. Burger King, they said, was number 1, and I'm like,
what?
No. First of all, right now, Popeyes is the number 1 chicken sandwich in the world. I'll fight anybody on it. Popeyes has the best. Problem, you can't get it because Popeyes doesn't have employees. So it's like a 4-hour wait to get in. Now, if you want to go, like Andrew's got it, Popeyes. If you want it like a sneaky bet, number 2 is going to shock people. You ready? The second best fast food fried chicken sandwich right now, McDonald's. They're hand breading their chicken right now. It's a random promotion. I don't know if it's regional or not.
It's definitely regional. I have never heard of it yet.
It's only been out for like 3 weeks. And my wife doesn't know yet because I keep going and she hasn't realized it. But like, I mean,
she doesn't watch live stream.
It depends. We'll see her if she pops in. You see Mrs. Nerdy, then you know I'm in trouble. Then I'll put Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A is very good, but my dad ran a KFC for years, and I am now accustomed to my chicken to taste like old grease. It's like it's how it's supposed to be because that's actually what KFC does. They're extra, or no, it's the other way around. So the original recipe, I think that's what it is. Their secret recipe in that is that they use the old grease from the extra crispy. They filter it and reuse it. That's the secret.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's super good for you. And then KFC down here for a while had this thing called the. Are you guys enjoying the fat guy stream here? Because I'm just going off.
Yeah,
it was called the double take or something. It was literally a chicken breast, cheese and bacon in the middle, and that's it. No bread. I'm like, I'm eating keto. This is healthy. It was great.
I mean, like when for New York Toy Fair, when I went there, I hit Chick-fil-A, Popeyes, because I had to get all the chicken burgers out of it, and it was just a dream for me to get it.
So when we're at Toy Fair, I'll see you in February. I'll have to show you some places.
Oh, definitely.
My wife's the one to ask because she's like obsessed with Manhattan. Before she met me, she was a ballerina and she was trying to get on Broadway. And then she met me and it was all downhill from there. But she knows like all the hot spots in Manhattan. And like she takes me to this place where it's like a $50 slice of cheesecake, but somehow it's worth it. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy.
The best chicken burger, believe it or not, I believe is in Montreal. There's a place called like Olivia's. It is the best. If you ever come in here, I will definitely take you. It is by far the best chicken burger I've had in my life. But
do you have a Toys R Us in Montreal?
What's that?
You have a Toys R Us in Montreal?
3?
Okay, I'll be there eventually. I already told my brothers, I said, as soon as everything is open and safe and the borders are set, you can go over them. We're doing a Toys R Us toy run because it's at this point, it's literally like going in a time machine. Like I stand outside the old shells and I'm just like, I miss you.
Toys R Us in Canada gets all the Target exclusives here. So if you're looking for a Target, because there's no Target left Canada.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they left Quebec at least. I don't know if there's Target in the east. Yeah, in the west. Sorry, the west parts. But they definitely left Quebec. But yeah, so Toys R Us now got the contract, and they're just getting all the Target exclusives. So if you're looking for a Target exclusive, like if the Hasbro says Target exclusive in Canada, it means Toys R Us exclusive.
Interesting. I did not know that. Look at Snap dropping the Wendy's secret here. That is 100% true. I know that from former Wendy's employees, and that is why their chili tastes good only in the morning.
Wait, what's the Wendy's secret?
They hold their burgers for an hour. After the burgers are about to expire, they chop them up and throw them in the chili to make it extra meaty.
Okay.
That is like their standard. A burger toy hunt. I feel like I can totally do that.
No, now we're talking.
Yeah.
This is a lifestyle stream here.
He's Toy Snowman. So it's YouTube channel and he's got his store, same name. Real simple, easy. He's on the other side of the
border.
Yeah, I don't know what you call the northern border.
What do they call it? Game of Thrones? The wall, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. Like he's on the other side of the wall. What do they call it? With the wildlings and
with the White Walkers.
Yeah, there's walkers if you go up Nova Scotia high enough. Oh man, what else you guys got in here? Oh yeah, that's a good point. The Kingpin's power is not getting killed by the Punisher. That's true. Like, how has the Punisher not killed him? That makes no sense. I think I ruined Wendy's for Jet Trooper. I'm sorry. Hey, listen, if you want me to give you something good, like if you want like a real good kind of fast foodie restaurant, guys, and you don't know what I'm talking about, Mission Barbecue. Head there. I'm telling you now. There's about 100 and something of them here in the States, at least. They're opening a ton of them. I actually, they're good guys. Let's put it that way. Great guys, great food, everything from scratch. All right. Off of food, Neca Frankenstein. I have not seen it because Target.
Are you talking? Is it black and white or the colored one?
I haven't seen any Frankensteins. The only thing I've seen at Target Neca is the Godzilla, or no, King Kong. I've seen King Kong. That's it.
Well, I don't know. We are super blessed here because since there's no Target, Neca in Canada is giving it to fan channels only. So like we are so lucky here that we get all the Ninja Turtles exclusives and all the anything essentially that would have been a store exclusive comes straight to retailers. But our Walmart, Walmarts and everything else is bare. Like we don't have a NECA section in Walmart's here.
So this is how I discovered. So how I discovered Amir's store long before I planned on doing a store was the fact that I found him looking for Ninja Turtles. And I started ordering Ninja Turtles off of him because it was so much cheaper to buy and have them shipped over the Canadian border than deal with a scalper. Craziness. And I wasn't doing it. Do you watch The Boys? I watched The Boys and it was phenomenal. I haven't heard about what's going on with the figures. I know it's NECA. I don't know if it's going to be a Target only type of thing or what.
No idea. So the thing is here, we got pre-orders way later. Like here, we might not even get the gargoyles.
Yeah, we were talking about that. That's crazy.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to ask you because, apparently it's a licensing issue, so nowhere else in the world can get it except for the States.
Interesting. Goliath is not like outside the U.S.
I don't know. I think it's whoever owns it, probably Disney.
Yeah.
This doesn't allow other countries to. They haven't made the license for other retailers to have it.
I'm pretty sure they own it because their cartoons on Disney Plus. I was watching it the other day with my kids. It's still good. Still good. Yeah, something happened about 45 seconds ago, Amir. Your audio died.
Oh.
It went from normal to chipmunk.
Maybe that's my.
I don't think it's you because it was mid-sentence.
Oh, okay. Is it still dead?
Yeah. It's almost like nothing changed. You didn't even move when it stopped. I thought maybe it was on my end, but I'm seeing it in the chat. Unplug your... Are you plugged into anything?
No, it's all on the phone.
Interesting.
Well, let me just charge the power, I guess.
That could be it. You could be on low battery mode. So while he's doing that, we need another Loki for... Guys, so there's another wave of Disney Plus figures coming sometime this summer. Has yet to be announced. I heard it's based solely on the Marvel's What If cartoon, but we shall see. Oh, man, you're dropping hate on the McDonald's chicken sandwich? Crazy friendship girl. Hope your channel's doing well. I haven't looked at it in a while. Let me know how you're doing. Hit me up sometime.
Is my voice still chipmunk?
Now you're a adolescent chipmunk.
Oh, well.
Let's try this. I'm going to boot you out, restart your phone.
Okay.
And then use the same link that I sent you to come back in.
All right, sounds good.
All right. Bear pig. Build a figure wave. All right, Amir's back. Let's add him in and see how it sounds. All right, let's see.
How's puberty treated me?
It's gone. I think it's gone. Keep talking.
All right, so
you're good.
I went through puberty, and I'm back.
Congratulations. That was the fastest puberty ever. Scientist Supreme. That's who I forgot. I wanted to keep one of them as well to go with MODOK.
Oh. Yeah. Actually, I followed your advice. You said, like, we should get our MODOKs and then get a bunch of Supremes because of the MODOK.
Yeah.
Actually, have you watched the show?
I have not watched it. Everyone keeps telling me to watch it, and I keep forgetting.
I don't know. I haven't watched it either, but apparently you have to, like, it's an extra.
Yeah, it's on Hulu here.
Apparently it was like Disney Plus, and then you have to pay like a subscription for Disney
really?
Plus. Yeah, so it's like a double subscription.
Over here, it's in Hulu.
Oh, okay.
And I have Hulu because it came with my cell phone. Because why not? I don't even know. When do you think so the first Disney Plus wave? They're telling me June for the solid cases. Do you have a time yet? Is that what it's supposed to be for you guys?
So I already received my assorted cases.
Did you? Okay.
But the solids, I've only received. 1 second.
So for those of you who don't know, so we can order assorted cases, and we can also order like solid, so it's all of the same figure.
So I think we've only received Baron Zemo as a solid.
Interesting. It's weird. The solids don't all come in together.
No, it's so that's why I'm scared of the what do you call it? The
One.
crew.
Yeah,
Rogue One, because I remember I still have Vietnam flashbacks of the the Rebel crew, because like, okay, Ezra came in 3 months early. Oh no, Sabine is like 6 months late. And then it's like, okay, I have all of this like I have like shelves full of like different Rebel crew members. Like, okay, I just gotta wait here with like a bunch of stock. And people are asking, hey, where's this one? I'm like, I literally have 6 of 7, 5 of 7. It's like so difficult.
Yeah. That's gonna be brutal, because I think I sold more sets than I did individuals. So that's gonna be great. Yes.
Oh, that's
I actually did that for the first time. It was the first time I tried selling sets. I couldn't believe how well they sold. They were gone almost, like the figures I devoted to sets were gone almost instantly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, people want to complete, right? Especially when it's like the new back, right? Because you have that panorama.
Yeah.
So it looks beautiful, right? So,
yeah. Well, I mean, like, so that's how the Red Skull, the bad guys wave went. And, I'm looking at it. I'm like, when I'm able to like put them all together and get them in that, it's not that much more expensive than going to the store. Sure, I love my toy hunts, but you get tired of seeing empty shelves everywhere.
Well, yeah, you save gas and time too, right?
Yeah, time's the big one for me. It used to be like that. Used to be like my meditation. Like,
okay,
I need to go. Need to
Yeah,
go.
but now, but it's now it's more frustrating, right? Just to go to the store. Oh,
Yeah.
and look, it's XYZ peg warmer. It's like, oh, it's ceremony Luke again. Like
Oh, yeah. So when my first order I ever had for the store, I needed to get some stuff in stock just so I could play with the website and figure out how it worked. So I ordered a case of that wave. So I'm stuck with one of him and two Zori Blitzes for eternity.
I still have it. So,
Yeah. My plan is if I ever get one of those figures that are like, you're a scalper, like if I find like a Major Blood that's selling for $60, I'll be like, here's the deal, folks. Major Blood and Luke.
combined.
It's a combo deal only. I've seen people doing that on Facebook groups. They're taking these crappy figures that are literally worthless and they're combining them with figures that have great resale value so they don't get called scalpers. And I'm like, well, technically you're right. The retail value is the same.
Selling as a group.
Yep. Group only, will not split.
Yeah, exactly.
How's the Shang-Chi wave selling for you?
Well, it's not the best, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think people are just without a movie, and honestly, I never heard of the character until now, to be honest.
Yeah. Either
so
it's like, all the movie.
So I'm just gonna be honest. Like I don't know about the guy, so I was like, when I was ordering it, I'm just like, sure, give me the minimum amount, because like I don't want to devote a bunch of shelf space to it.
So it hit stores before the EU order went live here.
Oh, really?
My rep called me. He goes, hey, I got a call list of the Shang-Chi wave for you. I'm like, oh, yeah, I just saw it in Target. He's like, yeah, we're getting a lot of that. We're not really sure why they have it. Like, they got it like 3 months ago.
I believe it was that was a mistake on them also. They weren't supposed to, because it has a hard shelf date.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
but they didn't listen.
Yeah, they didn't listen. So, because
here they actually, you can't find any of the Iron Mans or Civil Warriors, but if you want an Aquafina figure, no problem.
Because these boxes have like literally here such a hard shelf date, like June 1st. Don't put it before that, right?
Oh my God, they were out months ago.
Yeah, so
months ago. Yeah, I actually want to build a figure, Mr. Hyde. So Ben from the Bunker's talking about the comic Shang-Chi. I'm an idiot. That actually, they just restocked it. Did you get it? Did you order any? They had it up. The comic version of Shang-Chi that came out like 3 years ago. They did a rerun on it, probably in April. I saw it on EE. I went and looked today because I'm like, you know what? I might pick a couple of cases of those up and see how it goes.
Nope. I was completely
out. I checked. They're selling for $40 or $50 on the aftermarket.
Oh,
like, yeah.
We gotta like have a link, like a WhatsApp group for that, like just to tell everybody, hey, this is up.
There's a good question for you. How stressful is running a toy store?
It's not as stressful, except so here's the thing. This is the only thing that I find really stressful about running a toy store is that we are the only one to blame for anything wrong with the entire supply chain.
Yeah.
Right. So, it's like, okay, there's a manufacturer. There's the shipping, there's the redistributor, then there's the retail store. But the entire supply chain is on the retail chain. Like the customer is just going to go to you because you're the only person that they meet, right? They can't blame the shipping company, they can't blame the manufacturer, they can't blame Hasbro, they can't blame anybody else. So there's like 5-6 companies involved before we even get it in our hands, and that whole blame goes on the toy store, right?
It's scary the amount of hands that this stuff goes through. Like I assume that it blows my mind. I'm like, do you guys realize that this is a lot harder than it needs to be?
And the other fear is always overselling. Like, it's like the biggest fear is like, okay, like so some numbers here. We were doing really well with the G.I. Joe's, Snake Eyes, and Timber.
Mm-hmm.
And within the first hour and a half, I contacted Hasbro and I said, I sold this much. And they said, okay, this is like about 20% of the entire Canada allocation. So I was like, oh, okay, you're not going to give me 20% of all of Canada's allocation. I'm going to turn off my pre-orders right now.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, we'll try and get more. I'm like, oh, God, if I already, like, it's not going to work out. Like, I have to now go beg other distributors, hey, from the U.S., hey, give me some because I know I'm going to oversell. They're not going to give me that much now.
Yeah,
that's very stressful because, like, once you realize like, oh, they only have this much, and they're gonna divide it amongst all of us. Like, I'm gonna share with Amazon and Walmart that many. It's like, no way. They're
So for me on this, I haven't had it happen yet. It will happen, but I've been cutting off my pre-orders at about 75 to 80% of my order. So concerned about like damages than cut off, because if it gets cut off, there's not that much you can do about it. But I haven't had it happen yet. But I've heard horror stories of like entire pallets coming in crushed. So I'm waiting for that to happen.
So from EE, I've only gotten that on the low end stuff.
Yeah.
Like the it's like those random Marvel, like they're not Marvel Legends, they're just the level below it.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. The $10 ones for us.
Yeah, those ones. So those ones, yeah, they always come taped and damaged. Like I've received so many. I'm like, this is not brand new. Like if somebody told me like this was like a Walmart return, I'd believe it. But like no, it's like, oh, case after case, they're all the same thing. I'm like, how's there tape like on the whole side of this thing? Like, how's that brand new? You know?
Yeah. Running a toy store sounds like a lot of always trying to one. Yeah, so that's where I'm at. Like, I think Amir's probably got a much better feel for it because he's years in. I'll give you an example, guys. I went heavy on figures that I shouldn't have that I'm going to have for years. I'm going to have General Lando Calrissians for a long time because I'm just like, oh yeah, General Lando. Everyone's going to want that.
He's two in a case. What are you doing? You're a madman.
I bought solids.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I only bought like 3 solids, but still, like they're going to sit forever.
Did you know, like, what was he told? Like, this is Lando Calrissian, or like was code named and then you bought?
No, I knew it was Lando. I'm just like, look at Lando. Look at his cape. He looks great. Everyone's going to want him. Odin. Odin is the other one.
Okay.
Like, he's just not moving.
You might luck out. You might luck out with Odin, but yeah, Lando is a tough one.
I'm hoping that with Lando I can live with because like you guys will see me in every Black Series Facebook group once a month for the next year. Hey, monthly giveaway time. Who wants a Lando?
Look at this cape. It's so beautiful.
Yeah. I'll throw in a Zori Bliss.
So we're going to get Captain Rex and Lando taped together.
The Captain Rex Lando 2-pack, only $40.
Only available on Nerds.
Yeah. You want them. This is the way. Oh my God. I'm trying to think if there's any others. Like, those were the two. Like there was a couple that I thought were going to be bad that I went way too light on. Then I had to go running back and be like, give me more. Like the Iron Man Thanos, I had to go back on. Like I couldn't believe how much that thing sold.
Oh man, the MSRP of that in here is like $100+. So I don't know.
I thought it was going to be too expensive for anyone to want to touch.
Well, I mean, this is what you got to understand in a toy store. It's like you got to get the mentality of your customer is like, for him, what's expensive is completely different from you, right?
Yeah.
Like for me, like I personally like wouldn't buy like $1,800 toy, but like I have customers that buy it, and so I'm like, okay, fine. So like his wallet and my wallet are completely different. For him, it's a good deal. For me, it's like this is 2-week salad kind of thing. Like, no, I won't do it, right?
Yeah, that's a good deal. I'm looking at this because it's the best comment of the night. Colt 45 beer with a Lando combo. Listen, if I had a physical location. Well, this is Pennsylvania. We have crazy liquor laws. Or else I would totally do that. Be like, all right, here's the deal. You get a 6-pack of Colt 45 and General Lando. Works every time. Oh, how does one go about starting a toy store? God, that's like, I'll tell you what. If I did not have an audience, I would never consider starting a toy store. Every sale I have comes from YouTube. Every single one still. Like, without it, never would consider it. Like, it is such a low margin business.
It is true. It's one of the lowest
margin. There's so many risks involved as far as like the minimum orders and having product. And you look at like what's in discount stores, and like I still wake up cold sweats. Like, oh, I got 400 Zuri Bliss. I don't, thank God. But like, I mean, it's tough, but. I mean, you can speak to it, but you got to sell in volume and you got to be in it for the long haul, man.
No, definitely. For me, I think like the best way to start a toy store is to not start a toy store right off the bat, but start like selling on eBay, selling on Amazon. and learning a lot of the tricks and knowing, like, example, like not buying a million Landos. You
Yeah.
learn that real quick on eBay, on Amazon, what not to buy, what to buy. So like this way, it's like small mistakes. So if you make like small mistake, then it's like you won't buy 50 cases of something and then regret it for the rest of your life. You'll end up just buying 5, and you sell them, and then you make some quick money. You don't have to put like a heavy amount of money into it to start. Like, I mean, for us, it's like we started on Amazon, and like, okay, like your case, I bought your case like quite a bit, like the Zori Bliss and Luke. So I bought like my first starting one, I think it was like 5 or 6, just to get the best tier pricing. And when I bought that, then like I found out like, oh, I Bleak sold out right away, but Zori Bliss and Luke Ceremony didn't sell. So then you quickly learn like, okay, so when I'm ordering, I gotta figure out my solids. And then because going from 0 to opening a toy store is really difficult, I feel, especially right now. It's very competitive.
Right now it's really tough. Like I said, if I didn't have, for me, like for Amir, I think a big part of it is like it's Canada. There's not as much competition up there, and he provides great service. For me, it's literally I have a face. Like you're not gonna. I can say really nice things about the other toy stores in the States, and honestly, I wouldn't be lying to you. I could tell you nice things about Dorkside, great people. Same with Big Bad Toy Store, but you guys probably can't tell me what their owner looks like. Like there's that trust factor. Wow, I got to go back to Central Pennsylvania and find that guy. Like you know where I'm at. I don't, I think there's a trust thing, or else it wouldn't happen. But yeah, and that's the other thing is you need a good size chunk of capital to get started.
Yeah, it's super it's super capital intensive, right?
Yep.
That's why I said you should start off like with eBay and Amazon, and then get the hang of it, make small mistakes, lose money. Like don't quit your job right off the bat. That's for sure. Like you'll need money like to fill your mistakes. Like, okay, I bought this thing, it's totally wrong. I should have bought it. You have a job to spend money in and try it again. So it's really
for us, so for me, I'll tell you guys, like I'm working. I haven't had a job since the pandemic started. I'm trying to find one. I actually am working like that just because like my wife is going to handle a lot of the store stuff with me, and frankly, I don't sleep anyway. But it's our plan. Her and I, like we've talked about not taking a penny of profit out of it until 2023, just because we continue to grow our inventory level.
Yeah, I think that's even. I'm still doing that, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm still like, okay, anything I spend is going right back into business because I need more inventory. I need to cover up giant mistakes that I end up doing.
Yeah.
Like for me, actually, I wasn't planning to open the toy store, but in December 2019, I quit my job and started like, okay, I'm gonna go full thing toy store and like just on Amazon. Like I was only purely selling on Amazon. And then March 2020. Amazon said, you know what, you're not essential service, coronavirus, don't send any more inventory. I'm like, I got thousands of orders coming in like from the US that I'm gonna have to pay. I don't have a job. What are you doing to me? Why are you telling me I'm not essential service? Like people still want to buy this stuff. I see it on the website still selling. Why are you like telling me I can't sell? So I'm like, okay, screw this. I'm gonna open up my own website, my own brand. Website took off. Thank God. I cut off Amazon. Like, okay, fine. I'm not gonna sell it to you guys. You don't want it. I'll do it myself. And from then everybody just like really liked the service. So then I was like, okay, fine. Then this is my life now. I'm just gonna keep running the toy store, open up a physical location. So that's how
the way to go. That's the way to go. I mean, like I've said it. I would love a physical location, but the time commitment, specifically, not the number of hours that you need to be there, but the time that you need to be there. Like I know that there's going to be days that I'm doing shipping in the middle of the night because that's the only time I got. Well, I can't be like, well, this is the time for the toy store, so I'm going to go unlock the doors now at 3 a.m. So it ain't going to work. So I have to be job free when that happens, and we're not that close to that. I mean, I can be relatively thrifty, but I got 2 kids, and they're not cheap. They're expensive.
But
every time you turn around.
For Christmas, you always have a present for them.
Yeah, right? Oh, yeah, that's the other thing. My son does not understand overstock is a bad thing.
No, yeah.
He's like, oh, we have extra? Excellent. I'm like, no, this is not excellent, son.
I need this money out.
But for those of you guys who are interested in it, What Amir said, and I would say, don't look at new stuff to start with. Even I started a little bit more with used stuff, with honestly some of my older used stuff, just to learn things that you might not think about, like getting the hang of shipping is really hard. Not just like how to package, but how to not lose money by underselling your shipping. Like that almost happened to me today because I sold a 7-pack and I just went over the dimensional weight for UPS, and it would have like been an extra $10 if I couldn't get them into the one box that I usually use.
I don't know what you're complaining. You're in the U.S. Your shipping is so cheap compared to us.
Yeah,
it's a criminal.
Is yours as complicated though? Ours is so complicated. You need a special degree to understand it.
Well, I so my job when I was in Dubai, I worked for a distribution company, and so like we had to get toys from the Germany, and because like there's no toy distributor or magic card distributor in the UAE, so we had to order from Europe and the US. So I learned about that logistics chain. But anyway, here in Canada, the Canada Post is a Crown Corp. So I don't think you have Crown Corps in the US. No. So it's a government company, but it's not funded by the government. It has to be self-sustaining.
Okay.
So
it's like the US version of the USPS.
Okay. So like for us, they have to be self-sustaining. So that means every year they have to make a profit.
Okay. Yeah, we're not self-sustaining though. That part's
yeah. So that's the thing. So Canada Post is going to charge you enough as a business so that they can make a profit.
Yeah.
So it's like really tough when like, okay, I'm trying to, if you're a government service, you're not supposed to like profit off us. But since they're Crown Corp, they're going to profit off us. And since they have a monopoly because there's no other postal service, you're just like, you're stuck with it, right? You have to accept their demands and their fees.
People keep asking me like, hey, are you going to get free shipping at some point? And I'm like, yeah, eventually we'll probably have free shipping. I haven't offered it yet because I still like, I'm 6 months into this and I'm still like nervous of somebody ordering like $500 worth of stuff. And it's like that fee is going to be $100 to get delivered. Like, it's crazy how it all works.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I just like when you have a big enough data, I think you can just take all your shipments, like the number of actual shipments, like per order, and then just divide it and find the average.
That's
and then just like okay, I have 100 orders and it costs me whatever, like $10 an order. So then you like, okay, average is $10. So if an order is $8 or $12 to ship, you just put it at $10, and then just hope that you don't have a giant fan base somewhere far away, or if you do, then you have a giant fan base somewhere and you're making money that way, I guess.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, I don't know if you guys have a lot of cons up there, but my other thought is like literally taking all my pegs, the stuff that I can't move, taking it to a con. And again, hey, you want this Beskar Mandalorian figure? It comes with General Lando.
2-pack.
Yep, 2-pack. Why do they look like they're scotch taped together? Hasbro does weird things these days. Who knows? Shortage of tape. Ben says everyone's getting. Yeah, everyone in my family is getting General Lando.
For Christmas.
They might also be getting. I think that's probably it. I have a couple Gamorrean guards still that have been sitting for a while. They might be getting those too.
Vintage collection?
No, Black Series.
Oh man, I'll buy them from you.
Are you serious? You don't have any up there?
We have no way to get them. They're EE exclusive.
Are you serious? You have to hit me up. I could probably get you some ordered and then send them over to you.
Yeah, so like, I mean, they sell well for us. Like, so I'll definitely take.
Yeah, I bought I didn't buy many. Like that was part of I need to buy a couple of cases to get an idea how this works. He was on there. Hey, Sebastian, thank you for the super chat. Will the new Jin Urso become peg warmer again? I hope not, but I think but in the US, I'm 99% sure she's not going to Walmart or Target.
Yeah, I think they're all fan channel exclusives. So I don't think none of them should, in theory, peg warm.
They'll shelf warm in our warehouses
for a while. I mean, I don't know about you, but for me, I order enough hoping that the units last for a year.
Okay. I order enough hoping I sell out right away just because I'm like, I need something. I'm still kind of getting the hang of it. Like I noticed, I don't know how quick things are going to sell. So like when I sold out of that Villains wave, like overnight, I'm just like, didn't see that coming.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's a weird balance. Like if you know that's the thing. If you know something is really like, example, the Boba Fett that's coming out.
Yeah.
Like we're like, okay, I need to order enough for a year supply.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna get that. You're gonna get that first shipment. If you ordered a second time, that second shipment is gonna be next year. You're gonna be not selling it for an entire year if you do it that way.
That Boba Fett is going to be. I'm calling it now. That's gonna like be one of the best sellers ever. Like, that's gonna be insanity. I heard the guy Eddie from Dorkside Toys talking about that. He goes, "That is my prediction for like greatest selling figure ever."
Maybe. Like, I mean, Mando definitely sold the best for so far.
Have you seen any slowdown on account of how? Oh, have you seen any slowdown in your sales because of price hikes?
It's hard for me to say because like my sales are just keeps going up.
Yeah.
So
you're I mean, unless you're like 5 or 6 years old, I don't think you could be able to tell.
It's hard because like every month, it's like it's a new record.
Yeah.
For us, so it's hard to like say. But the price, like,
I haven't. Like, I can tell you now, like for us, I don't think most people don't seem to care that much about the extra couple of dollars.
Yeah, no, I don't
just kind of know it's coming.
The thing is, like, they're also doing like their best hits right now.
Yeah,
like I think Hasbro was really worried about like, oh, we need to make sure we sell our best products right now because all our retailers are going to be hurt during the lockdown.
Yeah.
But like the exact opposite happened. But since they planned it so far in advance, they're like, okay, people are buying more now, and we're giving our best sellers. So the sales just like skyrocketed.
Yeah, that's I didn't see that coming myself either. But yeah, I don't think everything's going up. Everything's going to go up. Even before the pandemic, we were due for a price increase. Like everyone thought like $20 wasn't going to last forever. And that $20 MSRP lasted longer than most MSRPs have.
Have you seen the price of wood?
Yeah. I think it's 8 times what it usually is. My wife asked for like a standing garden. I said, no, next year you're not getting nothing. I'm like, you're lucky that I'm not chopping our deck off and scalping it. Like, I'll take our deck and be like, hey, you want a General Lando? It comes with a yard of wood.
Oh man. Yeah, I mean, like, it's weird because like our sales like went up really high this year, and like I think most of it is like, okay, yes, price increased, but everybody is like happy with paying the figure. So we're at a point where it's like we don't have enough figures. Like if I'm trying to keep everything at MSRP, but like we instantly sell out. So it's like, and I know I can't get like I said with the before, like the Snake Eyes and Timber, we got so many. I got so many within first hour and a half. I was like, okay, I need to turn off pre-orders because I don't think, even though it's like unlimited amount, like it's print to demand, their shipment is not enough for it. So I'm like, no, I'm not going to order anymore. I'm not going to put pre-orders because it's going to sell out, and I'm going to be, telling 100 people like, yeah, wait 6 more months to a year more for the second shipment, right? So it doesn't work out that well.
And you wait to take payment too, so at least you don't have to do refunds, right? Or you take a payment up front.
No, all payments are happening at the front. I can't.
Okay, that's what I do.
Every person.
So what's funny is a lot of people are like, "Oh, I noticed you do this." So before I started the store, I did a survey in Facebook groups. I got a couple hundred responses. I was curious. The question was worded really poorly. I said, would you avoid a store that charges up front? Because I just wanted to find out if it was going to be a major deterrent. And I was shocked. Because one of the answers, like I kept getting comments of, I prefer it. Or I order PayPal just because I want to pay up front. And everyone's reason was the same. Because if I do something where I do pay later, I forget I bought it.
Yeah.
And then it's like a surprise charge that I can't afford.
Yeah, that is true. I've gotten that reply a lot. Like, oh, I'd rather just pay, not think about it, because I know, like, okay, I paid for it, it's going to come. Like, as long as you're a trustworthy store, the person doesn't mind giving it to you and knowing that they're going to get it eventually, right?
Yeah, I think that the big problem is, and like for me, this is actually a fear because I've already done the math. So like Rex, if we do that refund, we're still paying the transaction charges.
Yeah.
And I forget what the number is. I forgot it on purpose, but it was not a pretty number.
Well, I mean, it depends. Like it's 3%, but it's 3% loss completely, right?
Yeah. 3% plus 30 cents on transaction. Like I mean, yeah, it's gone. Like that's your margin. You would yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, especially. I mean, it's like 3% off your, like 25% margin minus, employee minus time minus the box. So it's like, oh, your margin is like 10% realistically,
Yeah.
minus 3%. Oh, it's 7%. And now if you have to refund it, you're like, the next thing you're gonna sell, you're already down like 4%.
Tom, are you at when you say Red Lion? Do you mean like Red Lion, Pennsylvania? I feel like that might be you. If it is, hit me up and let me know. I can't help you with hunting, but I can do what I've done for other people here and say, literally, at some point, I'll meet up with you if you have anything pre-ordered, so you don't have to pay shipping. That would be nice too. Like I have so many people who live in the area that I would love a physical location for that. Hey, thank you for the channel membership there, Vince. I'm glad you joined us at my super expensive 99 cents a month.
$99. He said $99.
Tom, hit me up. Next time I'm down in New York, we'll have to meet up or something, brother. But I should be able to hook you up with stuff so you don't have to. I mean, that's the bad part about buying online. The extra $1 or $2 over Walmart's really not that big of a deal. It's the shipping that kills you. Like that's. And like when I went into this, I'm like, I'm a smart guy. I'll figure out a way to cut down the price on shipping. Nope.
No, it is hard. But like, you also got to tell people like, if you go on a toy hunt, you're paying like, how much is your time worth? Like if you're earning $10 an hour, you can afford to like save that 1 hour that you would have drove. I think realistically, you're going to spend more than 1 hour to drive to Walmart and back, right?
Yeah.
So, and if you just end up failing your hunt, then it's like, okay, you spent an hour and got 0 out of it. Like sometimes it's better just to buy it online.
And once you have kids, like that time is gone.
Yeah.
Like I get it again. Like for me, like I'm nearly to the point of being done toy hunts minus conventions because I love conventions. But like I'm nearly to that point. If it wasn't for store exclusives, I would 100% be at that point. Like I might have to start trading people. Like, all right, yeah, store exclusive for fan channel exclusive. Meet me here. It's nuts. Oh, someone talk about with all the uncertainty in the job market. Yeah, I hear you on that. Something now than in 6 months. I definitely hear you on that myself too. Like,
well, it's also that there might be. It also might be a price increase, right?
Yeah.
Like I remember placing an order with EE, and then it's like, okay, so the first batch came in, I sold them. The second batch comes in, it's an extra $2 or $3 on our end, so we're gonna put it for an extra $2 or $3 on the for new customers, right? Because if they didn't pre-order it and the price increase, we have to put in the price increase. Yep. So you're getting the new price.
I mean, I got nailed with that with the Beskar Mandalorian because when I priced it based on the price I was told it was, then I got the email, your price has been adjusted by $2. So all the people who ordered it ahead of time, I'm like, well, I just made nothing.
Yeah.
And like the big stores, their policy, and they follow up with it too. If they misprice something, they go back and they charge you.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. Entertainment Earth is notorious for it because they put stuff on the website for the wrong price even, or they put stuff up and the price changes, and they will go after you with it every time.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't even have access to any customer's account, so
no,
I can't.
Like they put it. So I think that's why they do the charge later thing because that way they do have access to it.
Yeah, I guess you can because you can capture payments, right? Yep. But for us, it's like no, it's like we can options to cancel, which is like terrible. Yep. You can never do a cancel. The other choice, you just accept the loss and hope your reputation earns from it.
Yeah, I'll tell you, like that is another thing that I've been like really thinking about. Like, I don't want to do buy now, pay later because we just had in the U.S. we've had 2 cyber attacks. I really don't know where that credit card information stays. Like, can someone come after us if, like, feasibly, yeah, they could try. Like, well, I left my credit card information with them. Sure, we don't see it. It's in Shopify, but I don't know. Like, I have no idea. I don't want to mess with it. Like,
yeah. I think it's very safe for us because we don't get to handle any of the credit information. So it's directly with it's $100 billion company. Let them be responsible for it, not us. We're like we're way smaller than a $100 billion company. So let the $100 billion company with their security handle your credit information. Don't let us small retailers handle it, and I'm perfectly happy with that.
Yeah, it's just not. It's scary. It really is. I prefer online as I never find anything in stores. I feel you there. Ben, this is one of my favorite things too. Whenever you come home and there's a package there that you forgot you ordered, that's great. Except when you buy it twice. Let me tell you how expensive it is to send back stuff without. So, like, when you're in business, you're going to get discounts on shipping. That's why the shipping prices you guys see aren't bad. So I accidentally forgot that I pre-ordered the Tri-Sentinel Build-A-Figure wave from Big Bad Toy Store, and I had already gotten it in. And I'm like, oh, crap, it just showed up. And I went and I returned it. The return shipping, like the retail price, was $34.
Well, here's the thing. Actually, I don't know how it works in the States, but in Canada, if the return cost, even though they're using my policy, I'm still paying full retail for returns. It's only I only get the discount when sending it to you. But to return the return label, I'm paying regular price.
Oh, that's lovely.
Terrible. Yeah.
Do you get a lot of returns?
I'd say 0.5%, but it's still like each one hurts, especially if it's like from like Alberta.
Yeah, that's
you know what? Like our shipping, like if it's one or two cities, like one or two provinces away, like Ontario or Quebec, my shipping cost is like around $10, maybe 11. If it's like BC or like Yellowknife or like somewhere far, it's like $20 to $30. So I love my BC crew because they're rich, but whenever I ship to them, I feel like a dagger. Like, this $20 toy, I'm paying 20 on shipping, and they're only paying 10, so I'm losing. But
yeah, I mean that's one of the reasons I let the computer calculate shipping. I'm just
you have the
I do. Well, what's interesting is I set it up so that like they can choose from a multitude of options and choose the cheapest option, but they don't always choose the cheapest option.
Yeah, I mean, some people they want it a bit faster, or they want the express, or they want what do you call it? That's
what it was. That makes sense. I just thought they didn't see it. I'm like, oh man, I kind of feel bad, but that makes more sense.
Yeah. Also, like I don't know about you guys, but in here, the second fastest, the expedited shipping, comes with a free $100 insurance.
Okay.
So that's maybe also another thing.
Like ours is. I think USPS covers a certain amount, but it's always interesting. There was a good question. Oh, Vince, where are you at specifically as far as fate? Like, where do you live? Are you in the States, Canada? If you're outside the States, each country has good groups, but let me know where you're at and I'll be able to help you more. That's kind of how my toy shelf looks. Yeah, I feel you. Your background looks like his toy shelf.
My?
Yeah. Turtles in Time in Harrisburg. I've never seen Turtles in Time in Harrisburg once. Not once.
I have a few here, but there is a reprint coming out.
Is there that? Yeah.
Well, at least up here there is.
So you buy a lot because it's sorry. So it's nice that they have. Oh, okay. So he wants to switch to you. So I wouldn't be shocked depending on where you're at. So they do their loot thing where you can hold it for them and then ship it all at once, so it's cheaper. Like I tell people here, like just to let me know and I'll package stuff together. I'll hold on to it.
I mean, you should probably do like what we're doing. We have a combined shipping, so the customer just puts in the notes. Like I have a shipping option. I just made it like combined shipping, and if they give me 2 order numbers, I just refund the shipping cost. But otherwise, they just put in notes. They choose combined shipping, and then you can just edit and put a note saying to combine with XYZ order.
Okay.
That's why. So people just order from us. They put combined shipping. We don't ship it until they say, okay. They send me an email saying these orders, they're all combined orders. Now ship it out, and it's usually they do it so they can get free shipping because we have free shipping over $99.
Okay.
So they just order like 3 figures, like 1 figure this wave, 1 figure this wave. Then 6 months later, they order another figure. I'm like, okay, here's 3 figures. Then they send an email, combine these 3 orders, ship it out. So it's fine with us.
Interesting. Where are you getting your boxes from, by the way?
I used to get it from Uline. I'm pretty sure you guys know Uline. That's where they're like probably the biggest in North America.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you a secret now. The best place to get box supplies is Staples.
Interesting. Like their website?
Just regular Staples. They have free shipping They have free shipping, and they're the same boxes.
Interesting. So I'll tell you my secret. It's not really that good.
Yep.
Uline's an hour and 10 minutes from my house.
Oh,
So
okay,
I just send it as a will call and go pick it up and saved. Like the last time I ordered boxes, the boxes were almost as much as the shipping. I'm like, good.
Well, I don't know how many you're ordering, but yeah. Because they was bringing in a truck, right?
Yeah. Like I had a pallet sitting on my front porch.
Yeah.
It was interesting. So Staples, I'm gonna have to look into that. How many box sizes do you carry? I'm also curious on that one.
Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
10. Liquor store dumpster.
Okay. 13 plus various giant boxes.
Yeah, you're gonna have to send me like your list. I'm really curious to know because I'm only carrying a couple. And then if someone orders like a mondo amount, I'm like, gotta go to the store.
I mean, here's another. Have you ever tried double boxing?
No, not. Well, I've done it like for eBay shipping, only to protect things, but that's it.
All right, I'll show you how to do it really quick and easy.
All right, let's see it. You guys are seeing inside stuff. Yeah, Hershey's not far at all, man. I'm like 10 minutes from Hershey, literally.
All right, so let me get the tape gun. All right, so this is a 10-10-4. It's probably like the most standard one.
Yep.
So just a regular. All right, so trigger doesn't go in for whatever reason, like like I can't close it, you know. So then you just take another box of the exact same size.
Oh, look at you. Okay, I do know about that. I thought this was going to be I thought this was going to be something I didn't know. Okay, I don't.
It works perfectly, but now you have a box that's like,
yeah.
You went from 10-10-4, and now and it closes perfectly, right? So now you get a cube.
My wife gets mad at me when I do that. She's like, "That looks stupid." I'm like, "It doesn't look stupid. It looks great."
If it works,
that's exactly what I said.
Right?
Someone had an interesting question on here. Where the heck was it? Shipping faster. It was a few cents more regular rate. I guess I lost it. Collecting groups in the States. I'm in 150 something of them. So search out your area. Yeah, I'm in a ton. That was one of my YouTube hacks when I started. Was I was like, hey, watch my video.
I'm in 4 groups.
Yeah. Groups for specific lines and then groups for specific places. And this is going to sound a little weird, but check out Meetup. So there's a Star Wars Collectors Club in Pennsylvania, and it's the coolest guys. And they were around forever. And I never would have known it if one of the guys wasn't sitting at my bar once, like 10 or 15 years ago at a Damon's Grill I was running. And he was drinking and he signed his receipt with a Star Wars pen. And the bartender said, "Oh, my boss is a Star Wars nerd." And he talked to her and he found, like, I never would have found them out there. Like, there's a lot of cool stuff that's local. And they just do a really poor job of naming the Facebook groups. So ask around, find local groups, find local toy collecting friends. Yeah. Look at that. Micah saw my early on Reddit promotions. I was all over it. I got banned out of a couple Reddits. Like, my early start was, I literally was like, well, if I get thrown out of the forum, I get thrown out. What's the worst that can happen? But I quickly got to a point where I wasn't getting anything from them, so it didn't matter. Would any of you start your own line or license? I'll be honest with you. So I have zero artistic skills, but I would love to start a literal, kind of like Action Force does with off-brand army people to go with your G.I. Joes, and Articulated Icons does it with ninjas. I would love to have street thugs to go with all your Spider-Man people. You can make such a cool little grouping of street thugs. One of them would have my face, I promise. And jobber wrestlers, because there's no crappy skinny local wrestlers for your figures to demolish. You need them. They're very important. That's my next venture, is wrestling figures. They're huge here.
WWE, right?
Yeah. If I can get into the AEW ones, those things sell aftermarket like crazy, because there's right now they're exclusive to one online vendor.
Yeah, Ringside.
Yep.
Yeah, we have. That's the thing. I'm scared to get into it. I I went dive. I ordered a few, but thing is like they have so much exclusives. They have so much power. So it's like I don't know if I can even like really make a difference.
Well, there is one. The trick with that wrestling is, and I think I've got this down, and I'm really pissed at myself because I didn't order it the night of, and I went to order it tonight, and it's gone. The Ultimate WWE Elites. They're on like Series 10. There's 2 to a wave, and they usually come 8 to a case, 4 of each figure. The cheapest one that's 3 years old is around $80 to buy now on the aftermarket. They do sit. The entire line has not sat. The line that came before it, Defining Moments, did not sit. Like, they are the safest thing you can buy, and they release only about maybe 6 to 8 a year. So it's not like a huge inventory, but you can kind of go buku on buying them. Like, they have a Ric Flair one coming out in July in a pink robe, and it's very like 1985 Ric Flair. That thing's going to sell like bananas. Like,
I'm hoping, because I think I'm in that one.
Are you? Oh yeah, that.
Yeah. The thing is, I don't know much about wrestling. That's the thing. So I'm like scared to get into a line that I don't know of.
Oh, you'll have to hit me up. I know my wrestling really, really well.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever there's a wrestling figures are super popular down here, at least because of a couple of wrestlers who started their own like podcast around wrestling figures.
Oh, okay.
And they've actually partnered with Ringside, of course, but they've done some really cool stuff. I actually had one of them on my channel. He did one of, so I did the Nerdy Awards. It's like my take on the Oscars, and it's completely
I saw
easy.
that one.
All right, he did one of the announcements for me, so he'll be back hopefully this year. But yeah,
no, I just started with the line that has Trish.
Yeah,
because she's Canadian, so I was like, you know what? If I'm gonna start WWE, I'm gonna go with the first Canadian one and then see what it goes. So that's the first wave I'm gonna get on my site.
The trick is I be careful with the modern figures because they're iffy. Some people
don't tell me this now.
no. You're okay now. I mean, like going forward, just because like I know what line you're talking about. I think that one's fine. I know what wave it is. I think it's like 89 or something. But they occasionally have a sitter, but wrestling figures move, man. Like they do not sit or clearance out like at all.
I don't know. It's really scary because like, you know, I because I can't just order like 5 cases.
Ultimate Editions is number 1 collectible right now.
All right. Well, I don't know. I put 10K into it. So I'm just like, if it works, it works. If not, then the money's lost. It's a big mistake. That's all.
I don't think it's going to get lost, but it ain't going to sit on your shelf for a year. I'll tell you that. That Flair will. I don't care if you bought 1,000 of them. It's not lasting through Christmas. It's just not going to happen.
That's my hope right now because it's a new line for us, and like, I have Mcfarlane.
Yeah. And
I don't know. I'm a bit scared of it because like I've ordered a lot of Mcfarlane. I think I have like 20K worth of Mcfarlane, and it's not moving as fast as I want. So
they're shipping the Mcfarlane to me like there's no tomorrow. Every time I talk to my rep, hey, we got some new Mcfarlane figures.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I bet you do. How many of them are Batman?
Yeah, so I'm just like looking around, like that's a lot of Mcfarlane. Just like I don't know if maybe I can like. They're like,
see,
like I'm like, oh no, it's a lot. Wait, there's more. Wait, let me see if I can get up here. I don't know if you can see the box.
Oh yeah, you're overloaded on the Mcfarlanes.
Yeah, I got some boxes up there as Mcfarlane, so I'm like, oops, because you know I want to.
I lost him. He'll be back. Well, yeah. So it's funny with Mcfarlane. I'm only not buying them just because they don't scale with Legends. So it's like, oh wow, look, Superman standing up next to like Captain America, and he's a foot taller. Kind of sucks. Hogan won't. For anybody who gets that, that's you've taken over comment of the night with that one. Hey, Amir's back. He's back.
So I don't know. I made a large order of Spawn stuff now, so I think I threw in another 8K into it. So I'm like, okay, if Spawn doesn't sell for Mcfarlane, then I don't know. The line to me, it's more cost than it is worth it.
So Mcfarlane's the only toy in stock at Walmart and Target. So that for me is a dead giveaway. I'm like, ooh, that's not good.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I'm scared because like that's a lot of money to just have tied up on a new line. But I really like the figures though.
Yeah.
Like, the figures look really nice.
They're gorgeous. You know what my issue is? I just hate 7-inch figures because they don't scale with everything else.
I think it's a licensing issue. That's why.
Mattel still has the license on 6-inch, but they don't do
No,
anything.
that's why. I knew it. I knew there was something weird that, like, why are they still staying on 7-inch? Because
Okay,
it's cheaper to be 6-inch.
Ultimate's an AEW line. Hot, hot, hot.
All right, man. I'm hoping.
You're going to end up trying to trade out all of those Mcfarlanes for wrestling is what's going to happen.
Into my Black Friday, if I still have over 10K of Mcfarlane, I'm going to do 50% off. You're going to have Lando Calrissian, McFarlane.
Yeah, you get your Lando Calrissian and
McFarlane.
God, I'm trying to think like random Batman figures that were in one issue in 2012. Yeah. Have you carried anything from Diamond Select, any of the Marvel Select figures or the DC Select, or not DC, but they've done a lot?
Yeah. I have a few. Where did I put them? Not many.
I put pre-orders in, or I put email reminders in because I missed a pre-order on the Watcher.
Yeah, the Watcher.
Immortal Hulk. Those things are going to go like crazy. They already are.
Oh yeah, the Watcher definitely like blew up for us, but Immortal Hulk, I don't think it did very well. I'm not sure. Maybe Canadians just miss it.
Yeah, I don't know, because down here everyone's buying that Hulk to put with their Legends because he's perfectly scaled for Legends, and he's the best Marvel Legends that's not Marvel Legends.
Well,
Tony, yeah, I know you, brother. Believe me, that Mythic Legions train, I'm on it. I got it. I got some stuff working. Stuff is working.
Maybe I should join this train.
Yeah, you might want to get on this train. So keep an eye out. So I have a video coming where I interview a guy who he runs all these toy cons in Jersey, but he grew up or he's been friends for 20 years with Corn Boy, who's one of the four horsemen who made the Mythic Legions, and things are just blowing up. But they're starting to like work on their own storylines to go with the figures. So there's actual like lore that goes with it. That's gonna be, they're getting big.
Because this Mythic Legend just came out of nowhere. Like they don't have, I don't know what is the
nothing.
Like, there's no show or a comic, is there?
Nothing.
Just cool figures.
Which that's how He-Man started.
Okay. So
like
just cool figures, that's it.
Yep. So, and like their figures are all they appear to be based on something that is like He-Man. Like I look at them, I'm like, well, there's Tila and there's Mossman. Like there's definitely things that look similar, but not totally. Oh, let's see what else we got going on. You think Target and Walmart are going to carry less action figures? 100%. That's one of the reasons I got into the toy business, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. I think that the retail future of toys is really, really bad. And if you want to know why, I point you to my children and their friends and their friends' friends. They don't play like with these action figures like we did. They'll play with them if I have them open. But if we go to Target or we go to Walmart and he's like, let's go to the toy section, we're not going to that aisle.
Electronics.
It's electronics, Nerf guns, mystery boxes. The stupidest, most evil invention. He wants like these keychains that are in mystery boxes. It's always mystery boxes. And then there's like the sad face on the way home when he gets a duplicate. And I curse them. Oh. Yeah. Oh, hi, wife. Thank you. I have been. She heard me getting hoarse and brought me water.
Oh, that's great.
Oh yeah, like I don't think it's good. What's that?
Have you gotten any Nerf guns?
We have a horde of Nerf guns. I don't know what they are. My son has them, and he hides them throughout the house. So he'll attack me, and like we have the normal ones. We have a motorized one that does like 25 every 10 seconds or something. It's absolutely insane. My wife buys the darts by the 500 pack because we'll have wars. But I don't ever get the good ones. He makes me use the Walmart knockoffs that he got for Christmas from his uncle.
Oh man, I'm actually really enjoying these Nerf guns. Like I have them in the office. Like I'm not sure if you saw the clip where I'm just shooting.
When I used to run restaurants, that was like one of my ways of screwing with toys was carrying a Nerf gun. What was that? Nothing.
No, we're getting the Mandalorian like special edition Nerf gun too. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, it's like this big one. I'm like, I can't wait to get it.
Teenage Son, it's all about video games and retro games. They're big now too, which those of you who want to start a business, that's a big one now too. All of a sudden, is used video games that I threw out 20 years ago. I don't know. Nintendo games are stupid.
Well, that's the thing. I think like a lot of
in Philly, you can find them.
Like I think the toy business is going to be like a lot of collections, like people who want to collect stuff.
Adults.
Yeah, I think like I'll be honest, my entire client base, like on my analytics, it's 25 to 56. So it's like that's the average. That's the range of our group. Like I have very few people outside that range group. So
yeah, I think that toys are going to die in stores. I think that even the stores, they're not getting great margins. I mean, they're getting margins, but I think that that's another reason that they're not that motivated to sell them. They don't make that much money. I've been in the toy bank, honey, making invested Luke. Nice. That's a long time. Wow. They want you to put CMD store out for good.
What? I mean,
that's you guys' job.
That's your. Yeah. I mean, he's in the same city as me. So.
Is he really?
Yeah, they're. I don't know. I mean, I don't mind them.
Yeah, I've ordered from them once. No issue.
I have no interaction with them, so like.
Yeah.
I do know, like, I've heard complaints about like them being like a retail scalper, but like whatever. I mean, everybody says everything's a scalper nowadays. But so
I did know, and honestly, I won't do it because I don't necessarily feel right doing it. But I have seen they'll take figures from a wave that are higher selling and like group them, or not group them together, but raise the price. I won't do that. But if I have like two figures left and it's like the crappy one from the wave and the good one, combo deal, baby. Combo deal all day. I'm all about the combos.
Those Lando combos and Mcfarlane combos.
You want that Zori Bliss? She makes a great doorstop. You can use her as if you have a wrestling display, you could totally put her in the crowd because everyone wears purple helmets.
How are you? So what do you do with your damaged returns?
I haven't had any yet because I have gotten to the I'm like super anal retentive on packaging, so I get good pricing on boxes because I pick them up. I get good price. Same deal with the bubble wrap. So I use like the big 5/8 inch stuff. But
what about the ones that you get from like your distributor that are damaged?
Haven't had anything yet. So what I've been doing, so like if you go to the site right now, I got 2 of my arcades came in with like not damage, but they had a very small nick to them. So I just put a variant on Shopify and sold them for $1 less, and they sold out before the regular figures did.
Oh, okay. For me, I just open them. They become my collection.
So you could do that. I know a lot do that, and I would do that if I didn't want to just like turn everything over. But like Dorkside guy, he said he puts his up on eBay loose. He'll pull the baths out and sell the baths for $100. And no one ever gets mad about that.
No, because for me, I have like 4 boxes of just damaged products. I'm like, okay, fine. So for in-store people, if they come in, they can choose from there and they'll get a discount.
Yeah.
Like, because some of them are like, it's like
throw it up for $1 or $2 less on the website, man. It'll be gone.
Like we have stuff like this. Like, okay, this is what's the like Amazon exclusive speeder bike. So it's like it's damaged here, right? So I'm like, okay, I can't sell it because like collectors here are they want it mint. So it's like, okay, fine, I just put it here. And then if somebody comes into the store or they ask me like, hey, I want something loose or whatever, then I can like offer it to them. But otherwise, like it's getting pretty. It's annoying that it takes so much space. That's all mainly.
I honestly thought about, and this is something that's kind of down the road, just because of how expensive shipping is. I thought about actually offering a loose set where we'll actually open the set and send it to you at a slight discount. Plus, you save on shipping. What's in it for me is now I have a place to put the damages. So, like, if I would sell an entire Build-A-Figure wave for $145, maybe say plus shipping, maybe say, okay, now I'll sell it to you for $135 shipped. I'm not paying that much to ship it because now I can fit it in a small priority box loose. And for them, a lot of people, like most of the people I talk to now, a lot of them really want their figures mint, but a lot of them really could care less. And if you can save them a couple of dollars, like the pack part of the process. Like they really enjoy opening it, but sometimes they're all about it. Like here's Tony. He said he'd buy at a discount for a product that is damaged. Crow Robot wants to know how much a speeder bike is. Check his site tomorrow when he puts a variant up and says that you can get it for a couple dollars off.
I think it's like 70 Canadian. It's on our site.
And Canadian's more than US, if I remember right.
No, you guys are.
Right?
No, we're cheaper than you.
That's what I meant. Like
it takes $1.25. But right now your dollar like went down a lot, so it's like $1.25 Canadian is $1 US.
Yeah. So $70 Canadian for those of you who were asking about the speeder bikes is about 57 and change US.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you guys want to be done with exclusives, go overseas. Like seriously, I say overseas. Go over the road.
over the wall.
Go over Niagara Falls and get it there. And then to me, I'd actually rather pay a few extra dollars to get it from an Amir rather than go to Target. One, because it saves time. Two, because it sticks at the Target. Like I'm at that point.
It's not about the money. It's about sending a message.
Yeah. Like especially with the turtles, man. Those things are just they're killing me. Oh, we still got 102 people in here, guys. Hit me up. What up, Matt? How big of a super chat do I need for you to? All right, so Mathex figs. Have you looked into them yet? Because I have, and I probably will never carry them.
Oh, really? No, I get them.
You must see a better price. Maybe you're getting money for it. So I looked at their MSRP, and I looked at what they were selling for, and maybe I was tired when I looked, but I could have sworn that the margin on the high-end shipments were like 5 to 8% or something.
Here's the trick, though. They always underproduce. So they always have nobody sells it at MSRP.
Interesting.
So if you can sell it at MSRP if you want, but like I always put a $10 premium because it's imported from the US.
Yeah.
Like imported from Japan to the US or imported from Japan to Canada, and also it might be your distributor. I think are you talking about EE? Because EE, don't get it with EE.
Yeah, no.
Get it with get it from HJL or Hyperlink Japan. They do wholesale. Hyperlink Japan. They have a wholesale program. You can do it with them. Yeah, you make a big order, import it from there. It's much cheaper, but the figures will appreciate in price a lot. Like if they say MSRP 120, within the first week, everybody else is either sold out at 120 or selling it for $10, $20 more than MSRP.
Well, then there's your answer. I'll probably get into it. If there's profit in it, I'll probably get into it.
Yeah, no, it's good. Like it's gonna be a lot of Batmans, but they released some really good Batmans lately.
I've seen them. Well, 1/12 Collectibles, I looked at them through EE, and they had decent pricing.
112.
I think that's
Mezco, right?
Or
I think it's Mezco Toys.
Mezco, okay, yeah. One's Medicom, yeah. Their pricing was a lot better than Mafex, but I was looking at EE, so that could be it. Hey, you got a question? Do you have any Mondo Geckos or Chrome Domes in stock?
So we're sold out of our pre-orders, but we are getting more so this is what happens. My distributor in Canada, I order whatever I want, and I put that for pre-order. If it sells out, when my distributor contacts me, he's like, okay, we're gonna ship this out to you. I'm like, have any other stores canceled, or you like me more than them? They're like, yeah, okay, these stores. I'm like, okay, fine, give me their location, because I'm gonna pay you right away, because I always have I have the cash available.
Yeah.
So, and they might cancel on you, or they don't want it. So okay, fine, whatever. How many more you want? I'm like, okay, give me this many more. So I will have it, but that's just what happens.
When is the question? Yeah. So someone had a good point.
When? No idea. It's like
this was one of the reasons I didn't buy I didn't get in on the Mafex 2, is I saw BBTS has had a Cyclops there forever. I don't know why, because that to get a Jim Lee looking Cyclops in Legends is the same price.
Cyclops for Mafex or Cyclops for
Mafex, they've had sitting there forever. They can't move it. That's the only one they have in stock.
Okay. I mean, for me, Mafex, I definitely got everything for Hush. Hush is great.
Yeah. It's one of my
So
favorite comics.
so definitely like Hush. Yeah, I mean, Mafex has been good for us. So
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Cartoon April, I passed up at a Target because I don't remember why. I have no idea what I was thinking. It's one of those moments where I'm just like, oh, stupid. One of the worst. Another bad decision.
is that the recent one? That one went up for like
No,
for
no, not the movie. He's talking about
Oh.
the one that came with a storm, well, not a stormtrooper, a foot soldier.
Well, it might come with Lando
Yeah, yeah. He comes with Orlando and Azori Bliss.
That's what year the Nerdzoic one comes with.
Yeah, it's a special. BBTS is. They must have bought like 1 million Cyclopses then.
Maybe. I
They
mean,
never do sales over there either. Like they have figures. They have Zori Bliss for full price.
well, for
over
that,
there.
I honestly I think they're doing it right. They're charging $1 or $2 above MSRP, and this way they can afford staff.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
it's right.
I mean, you and I have talked about that because if not, you're doing a disservice to everybody who works for you because you're not safe as a business. Like you gotta be profitable, or else you don't have a business. It's really that simple. But I mean, for me, I'm happy charging. Like I actually follow BBTS prices mostly. It's interesting. Sometimes they price something like $4 over where I think it should be, but then other times they do the exact opposite. Like a couple of the bigger Marvel sets, they're like $4 over where I am, but then I look at other Marvel sets and they're $4 under where I am, and I'm just like, I don't know.
I don't know. I just do it according to myself. I think that's the best way. Just whatever you think.
Yeah.
Be this way.
Yeah, I'm getting to that point with a lot of it now. Are you going to Fan Expo Light in November? I don't know what that is.
Fan Expo?
I guess it's probably your way because they're asking you.
Not sure of it. Like I know, like for the big toy ones I go to, it's definitely the New York Toy Fair, but that's for only retailers.
Yeah, can't wait.
I know, like if there's something in Montreal, I'll definitely do it. Like there's always something. There's like so many anime ones in Montreal, so I'll probably end up doing one of them once it becomes like allowed here. I'm not sure what Fan Expo is though.
No, that's pretty interesting. I'm looking forward to more cons. Someone asked me about a P.O. box. I do. It's my store address. It's literally the UPS store. They're my box. It is 4900 Carlisle Pike. It's on the bottom. If you go to my website at the bottom, it's there. Let's see what else we got. We're going to wrap this up. Not quite too soon yet, guys, because I know there's a lot of you. I want to make sure I get to everybody. Maestro Legends figure, I don't know, because it didn't happen with anybody in the fan channel. I think I was telling you about this the other day, Amir. So Walmart, or I think it was Amazon, canceled on a ton of people.
Yeah, but that's Amazon. Like that happened.
Why already? I don't get it. Like it just doesn't make sense sometimes with them.
Well, it's the limit thing, right? Because like Hasbro's gonna like limit what, like if they only have that many coming in container, they're just like, okay, we only have 700 pieces, and there's like 1,000 orders. So
yeah,
one of you is gonna have the short end of the stick, right? And Amazon has no feelings for it. They're like, yeah, okay, cut it, like whatever.
I just don't get like, okay, so you place your PO, you know what you need. If there's not damages, like where's the confusion happen? You know what I mean? Like in the process, like if you know what I mean.
Well, so like I said, remember we talked about earlier how there's like so many hands involved, right? So like let's say Hasbro says, okay, we want 700, right? And then they send okay, they know it's 700, but me, you, Amazon, Walmart, we're all just putting in our POs like, okay, yeah, give me 400, give me 400, give me 400. Amazon is like, everybody asked for 400, we only have 700. All right, well, we know there's high demand, so then their next shipment of it, they'll reprint it, but it's like their next shipment. But since it's like 6 months in advance to get it in, they're like, okay, we won't get it to you in this batch, but we'll get it to you in the next batch. So Amazon's like, oh, I'm not ordering another batch, so give me what you're going to give me, then cancel the rest.
Wow, that is heartless.
Yeah, they are pretty bad that way.
Ben got nailed with his Happy Hogan. I'm surprised. I didn't think anybody would order that thing. I was really happy that was an exclusive. I'm like, all right, I don't have to order it. Because that's the one that came with the gold Iron Man. but it's Iron Man, so I guess everyone's going to buy it. That's probably you might be able to get that out there. Legends-esque Batman that was pitched. Never saw it, but I'd buy the hell out of that with a Bruce Wayne head, especially if it's 6-inch scale.
Are we talking Mcfarlane here again?
He says Legends-esque, so I'm guessing that was probably not Mcfarlane who pitched it, but maybe it was part of the Mattel having the license. Baba Yaga, I think that is a John Wick reference, which I just watched the other night for the first time.
Baba Yaga just means boogeyman in, I think, Russian.
Yeah. Because my brother keeps saying like Baba Yaga, he keeps saying it to me because I just watched it for the first time and I hadn't watched it, and he's the boogeyman. All right, let's see. Thank you for the pre-order on Quicksilver. That is awesome. Maestro, I will not have because when I placed my first order, they had sold out of they filled the PO the day before. So no Maestro, him and the green, well, they're all green, but the Lady Hulk, She-Hulk. I missed out on both of those, so I won't have them. Will we ever get a Mephisto figure? I'm getting annoyed. We better. Like, we have to get him in the MCU first. Like, I really thought, for those of you who know, I was really, really pissed off at the end of WandaVision because I could have sworn we were going to get that guy in there. And I'm like, yeah, it's going to be great. But then we didn't get him. Then we start off Loki, and there's a scene in a church, and they like look at the stained glass window with a demon. And I'm like, oh, we're finally going to get Mephisto. Then they came out and said, no, they're not. And I'm like,
I mean, then there's what was it? Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah. That's going to be, I think they said that will be Nightmare. But so Mephisto, if you ever like just have money sitting around you want to burn, it goes for like $120, I think. But the Marvel Select Mephisto will scale pretty well with Legends. But it came out in 2007. So good luck.
Yeah.
Oh, Dave Vonner pitched a license. Interesting. Speaking of random licenses, Valorverse, I think it's called. Action Force. He's got a G.I. Joe-esque Sergeant Slaughter coming out. Yeah, I'm going to have to hit that. I need my Sergeant Slaughter. Oh, it is Baby Yoda lives. Well, it could have been multiple things. Could have been multiple. Warrior Street. That's going to end up being like a con exclusive. Watch. Everybody wants that, and it will be a con exclusive. And Lady Sif won't have anybody to hang out with in your collection. Folks, we are pushing the 2-hour and something minute mark, so we're going to call it quits in a minute. Oh, of course, right as Papa Gord comes in.
No.
He's probably like, oh, it's my fault they're calling it quits.
Quick, Papa Gord's here. He's going to...
Yeah, right. Everyone, we got to go.
We got to go.
Oh, man. Well, guys, if you have anything else, what do you think about Disney 6-inch action figures? Are you talking about the Super 7 ones? No. I don't know what those are. But the Super 7 ones are awesome. Except for the fact that they're super expensive wholesale. Well, Papa Gore, we're not going to know you're here if you don't talk. If Yakface says this is happening, then it's happening. That guy is... Let's just say that if he was a weatherman, he wouldn't be a weatherman because he's always accurate.
Yakface is showing a new Gaming Greats Zalabar for Black Series.
Yeah, I don't know half these characters that come out for the Gaming Greats line because I'm not a gamer. So these figures come out and like, oh, look at this character. I'm like, what book was he in? He wasn't in a book. What comic was he in?
Are you guys, do you know if you're getting access to the Gaming Greats? Did you guys get it?
Nope, we don't get any access. It's 100% GameStop here.
Oh, really? Okay. No, for us, they opened up the license. Like,
did they?
Yeah, they gave it to us like completely. Like, I'm not sure. Like they offered it all to us. Like, it's actually ridiculous. They threw so many at us.
Well, if you guys need Gaming Greats, north of the border again.
Like they gave us these three, like just out of nowhere. Like, oh, you want? So they gave us all three. What are they called? Scout Trooper? No.
One's
Scout Trooper, yes. Electro Purge, and Shadow Stormtrooper. They just recently like gave us the license and like, here, you want it, get it. I'm like, oh, sweet. Gaming Greats.
You got a question on G.I. Joe? You have classifieds. Yes, he does. He just sold out of the Snake Eyes and his little dog. See if I get hate for that. His wolf. I'm joking.
Timber. That is my best-selling figure right now.
Listen, as long as we eventually get Sarge, I'll be happy. He's going to stand right next to my my elite. I think it's 17 Sergeant Slaughter.
No.
My brother used to try to get me in the Knights of the Old Republic. I never got into it. Thunder Tank. Are you going to carry the Thunder Tank?
No.
No Thunder Tank.
No, not Thunder Tank.
What the hell is the Thunder Tank? I don't even know about the Thunder Tank.
I'm talking. It's it's the Super 7 one, right? I'm pretty sure they're talking about the Super 7 one.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I missed the pre-order for that, and nobody asked me for it. That's the thing. It's like I don't care. I only recently started opening into Super 7, and like I'm not gonna start off with like this giant vehicle. Like nobody asked me that they wanted this, so I was like, no, just give me the Disney characters because I know people love the Disney characters.
Yeah. Oh, did you buy those Disney characters? Did you get them from someplace other than EE then? Because EE was stupid expensive on them too.
Yeah. No, I got them off Diamond.
Okay. Yeah, maybe one day I'll actually be in with them. I'm pretty sure that they don't exist actually. I think it's like a Weekend at Bernie's thing going on down there, and there's actually like no one in there. It's like run by the goblins from Harry Potter because they don't answer their phone.
What time are you calling?
Of the day. It's interesting. So like this week has been my find alternative suppliers week. So on Friday, I talked to someone who knew you. I forget her, Holly at Everest.
Oh, okay.
I said, hey, what do you guys got? And she gave me the list of what they have in stock. I'm like, well, I know you have in stock, but like, what about all of the 100 other figures that are available for pre-order? She said, let me check. That was Friday.
The problem with them is, I don't know, like bad mouth, but I feel their sales reps are not experienced or they're not in love with the toys. So that's the real issue. Like when you talk to your sales rep and they're like, oh, do you think this Boba Fett will sell well? I don't know.
Do you want a Boba Fett?
It's like, yeah, I'm like, do you know who Boba Fett is? No, I'm not a fan of Star Wars. I'm like, okay, so you're going to tell me, like, what am I going to do, right? Like, if your sales reps don't like the licenses or they don't know anything about it, then it's like really hard for them to tell you, hey, we have this for pre-order, right?
Yeah, it's there. So that's kind of the thing. Like, it's weird down here. It seems like the only place that carries Hasbro besides for EE are non-toy distributors.
Like Southern.
Southern Hobby, ACD. I was dealing with them today.
Okay,
they're all gaming, and they also have Hasbro. But Hasbro told me that they carry everything. Look at this. You're gonna like this. BBCW, Amir placed an order with them like a year ago. He hasn't heard anything.
So I'm not. So Southern and BBCW, they totally blanked me. Like they have not. I've made orders, or I've tried to. So Southern, I'm trying to make an account with them. They have not gotten back to me. I've applied. I sent them my Visa information, MasterCard. I'm like, did I just send my MasterCard to some like wrong address? Somebody has my MasterCard.
Did they charge you? I got charged $50 for setting up an account that I can't place orders with.
With who?
With Southern. They wanted. They said because of the process that goes into creating an account, we asked for a $50 deposit.
Oh, okay.
So like they never. You can't get a hold of anybody for anything on a call list. By the time it goes into the site, it's already sold out.
Oh,
so like I actually got a bunch of Rexes from them because that didn't sell out. And I'm like, you can credit the $50 you owe me to this order. Thank you. But yeah, they don't know. It's the same exact issue as Everest, except it's kind of different. Southern Hobby's issue is they know cards.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, do you want any of these Star Wars cards? And I'm like, no, I don't know cards.
The problem is like, because Hasbro owns Wizards of the Gulf Coast, right? And Magic is such a huge property, right? Like, it sells just as much as I think Wizards is like maybe like 25% of Hasbro's like bottom line. To be honest, at this point, it's a really big business.
Interesting. I never would have guessed that.
No, like I'm just throwing a number right now, but I think maybe it might be higher or a lot. If you listen, do you listen to any of the Hasbro earnings calls?
I haven't. I guess I need to start doing that.
So like when Brian, like the CEO, I think his name's Brian something, and he always talks about like the last 2 years, 2 or 3 years, he always talks about Hasbro's price, like Hasbro like their Magic the Gathering brand is like skyrocketing. So they're like super happy, and I think they're like almost all in on it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. But yeah, BBCW, I've not had any luck, and all of their stuff is pretty expensive compared to the other places. I mean, like it's not like dollars more, but you know, $1 more for us, that is a big deal. That's like yeah, you can't do it.
Yeah, your profit is like $4, $5, and you take $1. It's like it's $1 off my $4 or $5.
Yep. Yes to this comment. For legal reasons, I won't say more, but yes. Southern Hobbies getting in the Iron Man wave early. That's interesting. They called me about that one. They're like, "Oh, there's an Iron Man." I'm like, "Iron Man."
like the most popular.
Any more info? Like, is it Marvel Legends? Well, it's Marvel. I'm like, well, I understand it's Marvel. Gonna need some more because I'm always afraid with them. I'm gonna end up buying like the cheap $10 figures because they don't know what they are.
Oh, by the way, with Everest, be extremely careful.
With
like,
that.
They put a picture of something, like they're gonna say, you know, Black Series, and you see this picture, and you're like, oh, I want that. You order this, you're gonna get Zora Bliss. Make sure you check the UPC and the code, the SKU code, and the UPC.
Interesting. All right, that's good to know. I don't think I'll ever end up ordering with them because they don't ever have anything. Have you heard anything about the Iron Man wave? Air Pig, Ursa Major. You don't have that in stock, do you?
No. No. I mean, like, I don't think it has appeared in Canada yet. But I can always check. But
it's so the way I can figure out when things are starting to come out is I just check all the other toy YouTubers who find ways to get their toys early for review. I'm like, so I've been seeing reviews of him popping up that build a figure. So I'm like, okay, this is out, but I haven't seen it yet. I know that the big guys, Dorkside, BBTS, EE, me, Amir, none of us are doing it yet. We haven't gotten them. They say August, but like
bad guys.
Yeah, I mean, like Bad Guys, I was on the second wave of Bad Guys. That was supposed to be August, but I just got them. So who knows?
Okay, no, Bad Guys wave. Like I think I accidentally got it early, and I like did a random like YouTube clip of it, and like people, like everybody like started watching it. I'm just like, why is this like every other thing I do is like,
you got
whatever.
Bad Guys early. So.
I did. Yeah, that was probably like, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do my usual thing, put it on my channel, and then it's like, oh, this video spiked. I'm like, I guess it was early.
Nice. So they're saying August 1st. I don't think there's a hard street date on that. I don't know if they usually do that with the comic figures. Usually it's just kind of, here they are. We'll see. Looks like the I'm trying to remember, what is it? Articulated art. I forget the initials, but yes, Boog Night should have a review coming soon. I'm actually, that wave, that's going to be interesting for me. Like that's another wave where I kind of want one of everything.
Which way?
The Ursa Minor, Major, whatever he is. The that whole Iron Man wave looks. I don't care about the green dude. ACBA, that's it. Yeah, I don't care about the green dude. Yeah, I don't care about the Vault Guardsmen. But man, look at this. We got lots of questions on Mythic Legions. No Mythic Legions yet. The only people carrying them right now are Mythic Legions and Big Bad Toy Store at super marked up prices. Yeah, Jay, that's who I saw. He had them. Oh, he got them off eBay. That makes sense. That's where I won't do that. I won't I can't do it. I thought about it and I contacted eBay people and said, hey, you got the stuff? And they said, oh, no, we don't got the stuff. We just say we got the stuff.
No. He know here.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. Well, that's kind of why, that's the hard part about wrestling figures, by the way, is Ringside. If you look, they actually sell for a major retailer pretty far above retail. Like they're like $5 or $6 above retail, but they get all of their stuff. They get a special delivery by flight. All of their stuff comes through the air. So they get their stuff months before.
How do you know that?
Ringside Collectible guy was on the Major Wrestling Figure podcast.
Oh, okay.
So they're actually, they have like, out of all the toy companies, they're probably the one that I see has like the most public face because they have a YouTube channel. They don't usually show faces on it that much. I think it's hired actors, but They say it. They just tell, hey, this is why we get our toys first, and they do. They get them first. But I think what happens is, I think they get the early POs first because you can't fit an entire order on a plane for a store that size. Like, are they getting like a cargo plane? I don't know.
Well, I mean, yeah, like I said, like I knew that they were really privileged. That I knew that they get their own exclusives. That they get the direct to Mattel. So I was like, okay, they are what they are. Because I guess they have their own, because they do their own promotion of it, right? They're like they're all in on it, right? So,
well, I mean, that's the thing. Like, I can never do that. Like, they're like, we're just going to carry one genre, and that's it. Just wrestling, fighting. That scares me. That's like saying we're just going to do Marvel figures or Star Wars figures, and it's like, well, what if there's not a release for a couple of weeks? That sucks. That sucks a lot. Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to that Iron Man wave because I want the Ultron, guys. Yep, there it is. As soon as I said it, Poppin' Road talking about that Ultron. I need that Ultron with his mouth.
Should I be ordering more of that? Is that what you're saying?
You might. Well, I'll tell you what. I actually thought Ultron. I don't know why. Probably because he's a villain. I thought Ultron came in the villains wave. So when I'm opening the wave, the cases with my son to inventory it, he's like, "Where's Ultron? Where's Ultron?" I'm like, "Hold on, he's got to be in here." I'm like, "Oh wait, crap, I messed up." So I said, "You got another month on Ultron, bud." So like he's during the school year, he comes home each day and he comes down. He goes, "Were there any new reveals today? Can I see the pictures?" So he gets all into it. It's funny. And you know what's really funny with him? He tries really hard to keep things mint in back box at 7 years old.
Oh yeah,
he bought like an old episode 1 worthless figure at a yard sale for $1, and he's like, "I'm not going to open it, Dad. I want it to be like yours." I'm like, "This is so cute,
mint in box."
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, I just want to keep it in the package." So now he likes toys like Funko Pops, where you can close the package when you're done.
Oh, okay.
And that's what he does. He takes it out, plays with it, and then puts it in the box to display it. And the box is dead because it's coming out so many times.
You're not on Funko, right?
No, I've stayed away from Funko because I have heard that unless you're getting in the exclusives, they can be a struggle.
The thing is, the margin is high. Well,
I saw
high for us.
Yeah,
it's 40%. But
yeah, the margin's high, but the selling price is low.
Yeah, and you're stuck with it takes a lot of space. It takes a lot of space, and they release so much. Like every week, you can get like a giant list. So
yeah, someone bought a Marvel Legends in. That's insanity. Anyone who's buying those Eternals figures are going to be
everywhere.
Yeah, they're going to be like the new what was it a few years ago, Captain Marvel, where you couldn't turn around without seeing Captain Marvel or a Skrull. It's going to be like that with those Eternals figures. That movie, I got bad feelings.
Yeah, you're scared about it? I
think it's going to flop.
That was one of the scariest pre-orders for me. I just that and Shang-Chi. I just did not know how to pre-order those 2 sets.
Shang-Chi, I completely avoided. And I did a survey. I sent it out to everybody on my email list and everyone on the YouTube about the Eternals. And I said, "Hey, who wants me to get these?" I think I didn't get I had over 1,000 responses on the survey. 4% said they would pre-order them. Everybody else said they're going to wait till they see them in stores to see if they're worth it. And I'm like, well, that answers my question.
No, I ordered it. I can't miss it just because the store can't miss an entire wave. But when I ordered it, I was just like, Can you tell me anything about this? Like asking my rep, like, I have no clue.
Oh, you should have heard my rep. He's like, yeah, so Angelina Jolie is actually Thanos' mom. And I'm like, where are you getting this from? Because, I don't think this is accurate.
Okay, no, my rep is just like, I don't know. My rep really, I love my rep. Like, shout out to Ricky, he's my favorite rep, but I don't know what he specializes in. So it's like when he's telling me like stuff, he just tells me what he heard in his briefing, because they have the reps like briefed.
Yeah.
But so he just he tells me his briefing and that's it. So I was like, he doesn't tell me any insider information. He just tells me like, here's the briefing, do what you want with it, order what you want. I'm like, like the other time he was like telling me to order colors. I'm like, Marvel Legends Red, Marvel Legends Blue, and then I was like, I don't know what I'm ordering. It's like, here's it's like it's a sausage Spider-Man thing again. It's like, you want extra cheese, you want artichokes.
Yeah.
I don't know what I want here.
So my issue with the Eternals figures, the figures are though, is that it's all people.
All
people, and even the Build-A-Figure is a human. Like, if they could have, like, if it were me making these decisions, I would have like used this wave to make a super cool comic Build-A-Figure that people have been wanting, just to push the figures. Like, it's Gilgamesh. Like, that's just a random human, I think.
I mean, if the movie is really awesome, we might be okay, right?
Maybe. We'll see. I mean, every human Build-A-Figure has never done well. So
no.
What's that?
The Disney Plus wave is my best-selling wave for Marvel Legends.
Yeah, but that's not even a physical person. That's like an accessory Build-A-Figure. It's a built-in accessory set. A lot of people were butthurt about that one. A lot of people. I personally, like, for me, I love big figures. So if I'm gonna like go all out and put the Build-A-Figure together, I want it to be big and beefy. I don't even care if I like the character. I just want big and beefy.
I'm trying to build the Venom pool.
Okay, yeah, he's a great Build-A-Figure.
So like I said, I usually, when somebody returns something, I'm like, okay, the box is damaged or whatever, I'm just gonna like become my collection. So I've gotten 3 out of the 5 parts. I'm like, come on, somebody return me a Carnage. Somebody return me like somebody just give it a return. I don't care, just say you want a mint box Marvel Legends, just return it to me so I can open it.
Oh, Neil, thank you for the super chat, and that's interesting that it's being touted as one of the best MCU films. I'm very curious to see if that ends up being a thing. I'm very curious. Like, Lord knows they put a ton of money into this. Like, you just look at the actors; they don't come cheap. They got both the Game of Thrones guys and Angelina Jolie. Yeah,
there's some big names on that one.
I don't know what that means, Darren. Please elaborate. I'm not sure what was said that was racist. Surprisingly, Shang-Chi figure. So I'd rather have the comic Shang-Chi, just because I feel like the face looks better on non-real human beings. So
I think he means racist as in like humans and aliens.
Yeah, but no, I mean, like, so for me, like, I'd rather have the one off the comic. Oh, humans and aliens. I just got it. Sorry. It's late. I'm tired.
Yeah.
Vulture wings were worth it. I missed that entire wave. I wasn't collecting Legends when that came out, kids.
Vultures.
That was that was the first movie, Homecoming. So 2017, that wave came out. I'm actually more excited for the Shang-Chi than I am for the Eternals.
I don't know. I want to see the Eternals, but that's also maybe because I put more money into it.
Yeah. So my wife's Korean, so my kids are each half Korean. So for them, this is like, oh, we got a superhero. So they're all into it.
I really like that they have like an Asian representation in Marvel now. So that's good. Because like I remember people like were really upset with Doctor Strange. Like the only like the mystical is like she's a great actor, but like
I forget who it was.
She has
Tilda. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, though.
Yeah. So like, okay, so the Asian character is now, like a white woman. So it's like, oh, it should have been like something else. But
yeah, well, I mean, I feel like whenever it's a casting choice for Marvel, we just got to give them the benefit of the doubt. They rarely screw that up. Like, it's really rare. Like, how many times have we seen like, really, that's going to be the new Loki, like whatever it is, and then it happens and we're like, oh, that was good. Oh, we're getting one of the Olsen twins as a Scarlet Witch. Oh, that was good. Like, it's just always works.
She's the third twin.
Yeah, so she's like Olsen's sister.
Yeah,
the ancient one. Thank you, but I was trying to think of her actual name, like Tilda or Tildy or something. I don't know. All right, I tried to end this a half hour ago, guys, but you guys are great. This was so much fun. I love doing these lives. I do them more often, but like I always spend the entire night down here.
No.
But yeah, guys, good talking to everybody. We'll do this again. I saw a lot of comments about you guys enjoying all the toy business talk. We'll have to have like a toy business night regularly since everyone enjoyed it. Tilda Swinton. There you go. Thank you for saving that on the end, so I know. Everybody have a great night. Stay nerdy. You know the deal. Later on.